Discovery.
Hello and welcome to Cutting to the Bull in the post-truth apocalypse. I'm Ben, and as always I'm joined by Gaz.
Hello.
And Mike.
Hello.
And this week's topic is the Internet of Things.
It's a very shit name for a very awesome concept. Something as
Yeah.
fucking cool as like everything being connected. Surely can come up with it's the Internet of Things.
Yeah, but it's easy to understand because people know about the internet.
Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry.
Anyway, we're
let's
digressing.
explain it first.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Because
I'm
first,
being attacked by a... What's it called? I've forgotten the word for curtain. Wow.
Fenetra.
Oh, hello.
That's French.
We've got all content.
Look at this.
Moving up the management ladder, learning a bit of French. Laissez-faire, others, laissez-faire.
Chateau de Pape.
Do you know the French have got no word for entrepreneur? You know.
Should point out the windows are open because it's fucking hot.
Yeah, if you can hear any birds.
Things like that. Cars hooting, music.
Yeah, people being stabbed. This is Telford.
Yeah. The looming sounds of an impending teenage pregnancy.
What does that sound like? Oh, you told me you wouldn't come in me, babe.
That's it, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't help it.
But yeah, so but first...
Wow. We haven't even started the news.
But first we do something called Weird News. And this is some random shit we found on the net. It'll take half an hour, 40 minutes maybe. And then we'll get on to the main thrust of the topic. So, should we have the first one, please?
Yeah.
This is one for St. Alex. It's a bit St. Alex. Facebook has suspended him.
One of our patron saints of the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, okay, read it out for you. I feel this one's going to make me angry. In defence of Jones.
US conspiracy theorist Alex Jones has been suspended from Facebook for bullying and hate speech and is close to having pages tied to him and his InfoWars website removed from the platform, the social media network said on Friday.
I think this is dangerous territory to be going
Damn
into.
me. You
I
fucking...
mean, freedom of speech, man. I mean...
He's allowed to say... Okay, there are laws about hate speech, which I'm not an expert on, but he is allowed his opinion. And
Is that his opinion? He can't incite hateful
Right.
violence.
But I think shutting him... Because they've done this to David Icke. Those conspiracy guys have come up with a bit of it with YouTube. It's just trying to control the fucking narrative. Like, and I don't like
this
it.
comes into the Internet of Things because the big news corporations are losing viewers to this type of thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So they're feeling threatened.
But it's fake news.
Well, of
what
course
he's saying is fake news. They're
peddles-
cracking down on fake
Yeah,
news.
I don't
Fake
think-
news is one of the biggest dangers to our society.
It is.
So if he's just peddling that,
But he's got a right. He's got a
He's got a
freedom
right
to
to
do it.
peddle
He's got a
it, yeah.
right.
but not if people are paying attention to it and
Well,
becoming
that's the
dickheads.
That's up
unfortunate.
to people.
Yeah.
The problem is, like I'm sure we discussed before, people haven't got... People, it's a massive generalisation, but a lot of people don't have critical thinking and
Well, no.
logic skills and things like that. We all three of us sat here enjoy a bit of Mr. Jones in the correct way. I believe we enjoy him ironically. We enjoy him as an
Performance
entity.
art.
One hell of a
Performance
performance
art,
artist.
isn't it?
One
Yeah.
hell of a performance
Yeah,
artist.
but we're not taking his words verbatim at all.
God no.
Yeah, but a lot of people do.
Well, they do.
That's
It's
the
a
problem,
sad.
but that's their problem.
Yeah.
Who are Facebook to
That's
start
society's
stepping in
problem.
and going? Okay, they have a right because it's their platform. But I think you use the right word, dangerous. It's then dangerous to say, well, we as a company aren't going to give a platform to this viewpoint.
Yep.
You over there, you can have yours, Mr.
Who's this fucker that's deciding all this?
Mr. Pro-life, anti-abortion, conservative American guy. You can have your page. That's fine. Antifa, you can have a page if you want. Alex, you're not allowed one. Hang on. Let him have his... We all know he's talking bollocks, but let him... He's like you said, he's got a right to chat his bollocks. But what is he? There are some examples of what... Because he does tend to go too far sometimes, so...
But would you agree that people like him are a threat to society's makeup?
Of course.
No, I don't.
If he's peddling bullshit, most of it is absolute bullshit. Let's face it. Of course it is.
Your mum and dad, like.
But that's society's failings for not educating people enough to be able to recognise it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that works counter to what the elites want. The elites want us dumbed down.
I know what you're saying. So they dumb us down. The education system's crap. So
we
people start believing Alex Jones.
Yeah.
But it's just a snowball effect, isn't it? They want us dumbing down. As they dumb us down, then he starts peddling his shit. Before you know it, everyone's voting for Trump and
fascism. And they like fascism. Because fascism is the mixture between corporate state, the wealthy, and the government.
Yeah.
Which is
it would be curious
what
to
we
know.
live in.
It would be curious. I will do some field research if you remind me. So I was just about to say that thing that we always say on this podcast when we're talking about news and media is that our mum and dads, like my mum and dad, your mum and dad, they don't know who the fuck Alex Jones is. And then I was about to say, I wonder if my niece, she's 18, about to start uni, very bright, very into a pop culture, just a normal, intelligent 18-year-old. I'd love to know if he's on her radar.
I imagine so.
Does he appear in her echo chamber of Facebook? Because
possibly.
My point, I guess, is what I'm saying is, as famous as Alex Jones is to the conspiracy theorists and stoners and the rest of it, does your general public at large have any fucking concept of who this guy is?
Well, not so much in this country, but in America he has a fair few million listeners.
Yeah.
Majority of whom are in the Bible Belt, and as Mike showed us that meme earlier of Jesus and Satan arm wrestling about the US election, people will pretty much fucking believe anything, especially as he's he's like a conspiracy televangelist, isn't he? Mm-hmm. He's peddling a bit of religion and a bit of
And I'm on the left, so I watch a lot of left American comedy and things like that, and political programs. And they talk about Alex Jones.
They do.
Mainly to
say this is
ridicule.
Yeah,
to ridicule.
Yeah. But that's how I heard of him, not because I was right wing.
That's the one of the shows I love, Ground Zero Media. The thing that puts me off about it, I like listening to the host talk, but then after an hour or so he opens up the phone lines. Oh God.
Oof.
And then you start to realise the people that are listening to his show and buying every word of it, man, they always kind of talk. You know what, Clive? I was thinking the other day, and it's like, oh no.
They're basically Cletus on for
It's Cletus in a trailer somewhere, literally with tinfoil on the windows, and me driving my van round. But I'm listening, ironically, honest. Although I do get sucked in a lot. I was reading an article the other day that said conspiracy theory is essentially like a sign into a religion, and your doctorate is basically like, they're full of shit, man. They lie to us, man. They don't tell us the truth, man. And there's all, it's basically connected. Everything's connected, isn't it? There's no individual, just active criminality or shadiness. It's all linked into a larger picture, which gets bigger and bigger to the point where it gets to aliens and galaxies and intergalactic councils that secretly rule us.
It doesn't help that the government does lie to us.
Yeah. Oh, they do.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That gives them a basis.
Gives you a little,
of course,
modicum of truth from which to build your fantastic.
Now, if no government ever lied, you wouldn't have conspiracy theorists, would you?
Oh, I don't know. I think you still would.
So,
we'll never reach it, but a utopian 100% truth.
Yeah, and
everybody knows everything.
The ruling council of that utopia goes, no such thing as aliens. Someone will go, bollocks!
I bet you know the world in the Demolition Man movie.
Yeah.
That utopia. I bet if that was real, there'd be whispers. People say, do you know that the chief High Lord Council? I've heard he swears like a mother flubber.
He doesn't get fined for it.
He eats hot dogs. He's violent. There's a bit of sex, physical, man on man. No, man on woman. Oh, Freudian slip. Hello.
In a utopian society,
don't assume his sexuality, Gaz.
Everybody would be level. Sorry, there wouldn't be people in power. So.
Well, but surely there's always going to be one head honcho, or at least a council.
No, because you're thinking a different way. You got to think lateral.
You've got to have a centralised power, otherwise nothing gets done. And we'll find this out later on in the Internet of Things.
I'd be interested to know, in this article, does it mention what specifically he is accused of saying or doing? His personal profile was banned for 30 days after it was found to have uploaded 4 videos published on pages maintained by Jones and Infowars that went against community standards, Facebook said. The videos have been removed and Infowars and Jones's pages, quote, are close to being unpublished given recent community standards violations, Facebook said in a statement. But it doesn't say what was in the content.
No. Well, YouTube have removed 4 videos as well from the InfoWars website and was given 3 community strikes. Oh, he faced permanent removal if his content was given 3 community strikes within 90 days. So the thing is, have they just changed their community standards to...
It says that, quote, our community standards make it clear that we prohibit content that encourages physical harm, bullying, or attacks someone based on their religious affiliation or gender identity, brackets hate speech, Facebook said. We remove content that violates our standards as soon as we are aware of it.
Alex Jones defended the videos on Twitter as being critical of liberalism.
Because I tell you what, I've got one fucking big criticism of Facebook that this keeps happening to me. I click on a video that's something daft. I don't know, kid falls off the bike, something daft. And then it starts auto-playing videos. Have you seen the new way it does it? Like, if you actually click on the video, it comes up in a YouTube style, a new window on your phone. And underneath is all these other videos, and it will autoplay. This has happened to me numerous times now. I've been watching something completely innocuous, and then the next video that comes up is a horrifically violent street fight.
Yeah.
Or somebody getting gang beaten. And I hate seeing those things. It ruins me, it raises my blood, it makes me anxious, tense, angry, I feel unsafe then. I honestly be pacing the house then thinking, how would I deal against 6 people? Well, you wouldn't, you can't. And so they talk about community standards. Well, why is there so many fucking videos of violence that you haven't removed? Not inciting violence, actual, oh look, that man's getting his face kicked like a football.
I'll stand here and film it and then post it to Facebook.
Excellent. Well, remove that shit, please.
I'll get so many shares.
I don't need to see that. I don't need that in my life at all, right? So that's a bit of a tangent, but that's a... So if
you have the right to, you can close that and you can...
Yes, that is very true, but it's autoplay.
Report it or whatever.
Do you know, I thought I should flag these things, shouldn't I? I definitely should. So... Back to Alex, to relate that back to Alex a little bit.
It's a fine line, isn't it? You don't want to incite hate speech. So, someone's telling, a KKK person on YouTube telling to hang black men. Yeah. You don't want that shit going...
You don't want that.
No, because it's blatantly inciting hate.
Look,
and violence.
Can you have free speech then? Because I don't
think you can. Because I was literally just about to say...
It's difficult, isn't it?
So let's say I think people have... Because it said you can't bully people or discriminate based on their religious affiliations. But let's say... Oh, fuck. But... So I'm not allowed to think someone else's religion is ridiculous.
Oh, no,
and say that it's ridiculous. Where's the line? What's bullying and what's me stating my opinion of like, I think you're a fucking clown for believing that.
Well,
Richard Dawkins says that. He's probably saying... But Alex is probably like, all of these insert religion here...
Yes.
Are coming to kill you and take your jobs and then to kill you in your beds while you sleep, and then they'll take over the country and it'll be insert religious law here.
No, if he's saying stuff
Muslims
like we have to
eat babies.
If he's saying stuff like we have to eradicate them.
Yeah, but he would be saying stuff like that because
that's you can have your opinion. You can say people are coming here. That's not a problem. I mean, that's an opinion that.
So I can't say kill all Scientologists, but I can say Scientologists are daft.
Yeah, idiots. You can say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well then, can't they say...
You can't say,
bullying.
Come on people, we're going to kill these Scientologists. But you can't do that, can you?
No.
So, some people will say that you should be able to say whatever you want.
Well, I think the Scientology has got to me. Secretly.
All right.
Somehow.
Have you been watching Battlefield Earth?
Well,
you've
close,
seen Thetans and...
No, well... You know how I stated the last few weeks that the last sort of 10 years of my life, I've avoided all Tom Cruise films like The Plague.
Oh, so Tom Cruise is subliminally giving you Scientology?
Because I'm now in love. I'm now in love with Tom Cruise. Like, I went to see Mission Impossible Fallout in IMAX. Fucking amazing. And I'm now desperately trying to catch up on all the movies that I haven't watched. It's still on my list, the one you told me, the Tomorrow one, that's good.
You going to watch Top Gun?
I love that movie.
There we go.
And I'll watch the sequel when it comes out. I watched American Made. That's amazing. You should definitely watch that. He's got the CIA telling him to deal guns that way.
Yeah.
And he gets to South America. They're like, hey, take some cocaine that way. And he's like, okay. So, he's just smuggling for the CIA, smuggling for the cartels, and he's got so much cash that he's like, who would have thought cash would become a problem? They're having to bury it by warehouses.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
just falling out of cupboards and like, yeah,
filming it.
and it's all true.
Yeah, apparently, yeah, I've heard
So
that. Yeah,
he got killed in the end.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because he took pictures of Pablo Escobar. So.
Oh, you don't go doing that.
Well, the CIA fucked him over. They asked him to. Well, they put a gun to his head more or less and said, "Go and get pictures of Pablo loading the plane with you and all that sort of stuff." Then
You take a selfie with him. Hey, Pablo,
more or
jeez,
less.
mate.
Well, more or less, there's hidden cameras in the plane, and Tom Cruise's character, is doing all the. They don't know he's looking at the camera. Anyway, he gets home and they plaster it all over the news with him.
Oh.
These and he's, I'm dead. You've given me a death sentence now, and yeah, he did get shot. But excellent story.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Have you seen Narcos?
no, but I want to because
That's
I love
brilliant.
cartels.
That
and
It's
all
great,
brilliant.
but you've got to watch it because a lot of it's in Spanish and you've got to read
A
the
lot of
subtitles.
I can handle that, I guess.
It does, but you're like me. You look at your phone while you're doing stuff. Your
Yeah.
attention is on both sides. Next thing you know, you've missed something happening. Oh shit, what was going on there? You've got to skip it
I
back.
could
Right.
never do that. I could never do that.
I've lost my attention span, Mike. I'm a victim of modern. They talk about kids can't. No, mate, I'm exactly the
If
same.
I'm watching a film, phone on mute. That's it. I'm 2 hours. I'm not. I don't want anyone.
Leona goes mad at me. She's like, just put your phone. Are you watching this? I'm like, yeah, I am.
I am watching it, but I'm also looking at this.
I'm also reading an article about who's the most powerful Transformer from Generation 1, but just yeah, so I think Tom Cruise is through the screen, subliminally making me... I'm going to join Scientology.
You haven't got the money to, mate.
That's very fucking true. I can get my foot in the door, but I'll never move up.
You'll never move the levels.
Yeah. You're going to join the Sea Org?
Or you could join the Sea Org, yeah.
Oh, is that the actual boat?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
No,
year.
because then you're treated like a fucking slave.
Yeah, but,
And you sign a 1 billion year contract.
Oh, Jesus fucking hell! 1 billion years? Oh.
So your soul for 1 billion years will be working
Working with the
slaving on
ghost
that.
of L. Ron Hubbard. Getting fucking being made to jack off the ghost of L. Ron Hubbard for 1 billion years.
But there's an outside chance that I could end up doing stunts with Tom Cruise on Mission Impossible 7. No, okay.
I
Apart from the fact you look nothing like Tom Cruise.
No, doing stunts with it. I could play the bad guy, the computer geek or something. Or just random stranger he drives past. Leave me alone, don't shit on my dreams!
They do love celebrities, so if you become a celebrity first,
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. You start getting the films with him.
yeah,
Get some money. They'll freaking soon get you up the feet on free ladder.
that's it.
Oh.
Go to Hollywood and
I'm full of thetons, me. So, right.
I think the scale will just trip into the red of this ganja gas.
To try and wrap up Alex then, because it's quite an important thing, I think. Facebook has rules. If he's breaking the rules, fair and square. But I think to just...
what are these
you can't
rules,
just-
Gaz?
Well, they just tried to say there, didn't they?
Well,
Yeah.
the
Community
terms and con-
standards, aren't
The
they?
terms and conditions are,
Yeah, which no one reads in all
as big
fairness.
as War and Peace. So who reads these community standards?
Community guidelines. I tell you what, they are shit hot on copyright though and stuff. Oh, that's a boring story. I won't tell that story. I think you can't remove if he's breaking the law and the rules. Then that's his own fault.
Yeah, if they go to
But
court,
he's got to have a right to have
if they
a
go
page.
to court and they find out that it's hate speech and he's causing wants to cause violence to a minority or something, then yeah. But I mean, is that what's happened? We don't know. We
Plus,
don't know all the details, do we?
No, if you work for Fox News, it's very easy for you to assemble a team of people or bots or whatever
Yep.
to just flag everything the motherfucker posts.
There
You know
you
what I mean?
go.
Just flag everything. The guy, you could really fuck with him, and he probably is at war. You hit the nail on the head, Mike. Although this man is spouting utter fabrications and fantastical bullshit, he probably is taking a massive chunk away of the demographic who used to watch Fox News.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I'll tell
yeah.
you, all the news networks
Yeah.
are down. I was watching a program last night about it. In some places, it's minus 25% on the previous year.
Wow.
That's a quarter of your audience disappearing.
Things are changing, man. Things
That's-
are changing.
It is, yeah.
Is that-
the
is it-
Internet of Things.
But is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because I mean, if they stop watching mainstream media, where they're getting the news from Alex Jones, and that ain't so good.
Well, the mainstream
not.
media isn't that good
Oh
either.
no, it's not. But it's still better than what Alex Jones is
I
saying.
think the happy medium is to be sort of, I'm not blowing smoke up our own arses, but to be in a position where people like us are, where we...
Got no stakes in the game.
Yeah, we watch the
Just tell it
lunatics
the
like
way we see
Alex.
it,
Yeah,
yeah.
we watch the lunatics like Alex. We hear a bit of the mainstream stuff, we find a bit of alternate, and we're somewhere in that we realise that none of it's the absolute truth, and that
Unless it involves aliens.
well, the Hopkinsville owl.
Everybody's
aliens.
got an agenda to a certain extent.
Oh,
Of course, and the agenda is listeners, money, sponsorship, money.
Yep, money.
So that's the same as Alex's fucking agenda. He's running an empire now.
Curse you, capitalism!
Now you're speaking my language. I just got a chubby.
How? No, I mean your penis is another dimension.
Oh yeah.
I did see something interesting. Again, I wish I'd have clicked on it and got the full story, because then it would be a better story for the podcast. I apologise, listener. I'll try better. I'll try harder. It was a photo from whatever protests is going on at the moment in America in the last couple of days. In
Oh, I don't
whatever
know,
cities.
actually. There's always one going on.
It's Antifa versus the other side, the Trump supporters again. But it was this wonderful photograph of a big collection of young people, and all their signs were sort of comedy signs. Where's Wally? Or Waldo, as they call him in America. I've got a sign.
Yeah.
Things like that, and it was just like, there's your fucking youth of today. They're out on a protest saying absolutely nothing. Why are we protesting? We don't know! Do you know what I mean? So
Well, that's
we
some
just
of the
hate
people.
those guys over there!
I mean, when we went, it was specifically anti-austerity.
Well, that's the thing. You were marching for a reason.
Yeah.
Why are these people? They can't even. They've got ironic signs, and surely the very fact that you're holding an ironic sign on your protest just fucking undermines the entire fucking thing. Why are you here? To be funny, bro.
Well, no, at least hold
Yeah.
it.
Fuck
Even
off.
if it is a funny,
Hipster fucking
at least
activists.
Yeah.
At least if it is a funny sign,
Yes.
make it to the point. The
Yeah,
amount,
yeah.
the amount of
Oh, yeah.
signs we saw at
Related-
the austerity things, like of David Cameron fucking a pig.
Something very inventive
Yeah.
and good, probably.
Yeah.
But to go all the way there and hold a sign that literally says, "I made a sign."
Although, yeah.
Oh, you're
saying
so fucking funny, dude.
that- Yeah. Someone did have a sign with the
And you
Father
wonder
Ted
why-
line on saying, I'm down with this kind of thing. But that is also kind of against austerity.
Do you remember that one that said "kill the rich"? It just had pictures of like tombstones and shit.
Oh, yeah, did you?
Kill the rich.
I'm pretty sure there was like a Tory gallows as well at one of them.
Yeah.
Amazing Motorhead song. Eat the rich.
Come on, baby, bite that son of a bitch. Wasn't great with his lyrics, was he?
Hey, come on, man.
Was that an Aerosmith song as well? Eat the rich.
I think it's probably the title's been used.
Yeah. Not
Uh,
the same song.
Yeah. Should we do the next piece of news?
Yeah.
yeah, sorry, listener, we rambled.
Can I have a piss break because we rambled?
Ramble on. That's what you get when you come here.
Yeah.
Rambling and piss.
And we're back. So, next bit of weird news then, boys.
Yep.
This is kind of creepy, especially that picture. I don't like that picture. It's a big Attack on Titan for my liking. Apparently, there's a suicide game spreading on WhatsApp, which is owned by Facebook. I didn't know that. The viral challenge, dubbed Momo, encourages teens to add a contact via WhatsApp. The contact, whose identity is unknown, then urges the players to complete a series of challenges that ultimately lead to self-harm or suicide. Those who do not follow the orders are told that their personal information or compromising photos will be leaked.
Fucking hell, blackmail.
What if you haven't got any compromising photos?
I'd imagine part of the tasks are send them a compromising photo or doing something. Police in Argentina are currently investigating whether the game influenced a 12-year-old girl to end her life, the Buenos Aires Times reported. According to the newspaper, the girl filmed her activities prior to hanging herself in her family's backyard in the district of Escobar last month.
Pablo.
Yeah. The game had been compared to the Blue Whale Challenge, which I believe we spoke about before on Weird News, which is believed to have led to reports of suicides in Russia and the US, and others have likened it to the fictional character Slenderman, or Slendy.
Hey,
He's-
he's an alumni of the show.
He is. Where two 12-year-old girls attempted to kill a classmate in 2014. So yeah.
See our episode on
Slendy?
Slenderman. Yeah, I've read about it. This has popped up because obviously it's quite a striking image. It's Japanese. That image is a sculpture by a Japanese artist.
Yeah, that is in no way related to
the
this.
game.
It looks like something out of Beetlejuice.
Yes,
I
with
say
a
it's,
stretched face.
Attack on Titan for me. If you've ever seen that, have you ever seen that?
Nah,
Oh, you should watch it. It's fucking awesome.
awesome.
It's not. It's got some fucking killer Japanese power metal at the intro and outro.
Awesome.
But yeah, it's all right. The first 2 seasons are on Netflix, I think.
I'll put it on the list.
I think you like it. It's a good sort of sci-fi storyline.
Good
Well,
stuff.
not sci-fi as such, but certainly. Yeah, it's cool. You'll like
It's got
it.
robots in it.
It hasn't got robots in it now.
Oh,
No.
I don't want it then. No, I don't. So, but look, what was the blue whale challenge? I don't think I remember.
The blue whale thing was a similar thing to this, except I think it was via emails.
Right.
And you had to do certain things. And they said, right, last one, hang yourself.
Jesus, if that 12-year-old girl honestly believed that she was in a position where she had to... I mean, but surely it won't take long to find out where these Momo... where this contact is coming from, surely?
Well, WhatsApp, if we've said, is encrypted. I mean, can they find it? I mean... At what point in your teenage life do you think, oh, I'm going to do everything this fucking anonymous contact tells you to do? It puzzles me.
We can't judge it though, because we didn't have this fucking tech.
But where are the parents as well? That's another thing. Like,
when we were 12, this just wasn't a thing. It just wasn't. We've got nothing to compare it to.
We didn't even have text messages at 12 years old.
Exactly.
They didn't come until we were like 17.
16, 17, I remember, yeah.
So it would have been by mail, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah.
Oh, chain letters was another thing, weren't they?
Oh,
Let's face it.
I often think of this thought of like, I don't think I would have handled school very well if social media was the thing, the way it is today. When I was at school, I think.
Oh yeah.
Cyberbullying and all that.
Yeah, it would have fucked with my head because I think I would have been attention seeking. I've always been an attention seeker, so I would have been attention seeking. But that always backfires because kids they get horrible on there, and yeah, I'm glad we didn't have to fucking deal with it.
Yeah. The thing is, that there's a lot of what they call there is some serious cases of cyberbullying, but I always think to myself, oh, just block them.
Plus all the social pressure, isn't
I don't know
it?
if it's that simple because look how addicted we are to them. To our phones and to checking Facebook. It's like my missus, she doesn't post much, but she's on there.
Same
She's
as
on
me.
there reading everybody else's.
I post the show stuff and I might share the occasional link, but I don't really post anything myself unless it's a picture of the dog.
Yeah. It's,
it's
just tragic, isn't it? But do you think, even so, you're the person who started Momo, do you think you ever actually thought, oh yeah, this will get people to kill themselves? I hope they do.
Maybe it's the next leap in serial killing.
Do you know what? This could be digital. Yeah, digital serial killing, digital murder,
digital spree killing, digital serial killing. You're basically sort of. It's an escalation, isn't it? It's
somewhere's getting up on it.
Maybe it's a really obese guy that wants to be a serial killer because hasn't got the energy to get up and actually go and do it.
Well. If you think about the technicalities, somebody is so the person who's sending the Momo is receiving what the kid is sending back.
Yeah.
So they're viewing all this and watching. Someone's getting off on it.
Oh yeah.
In some horrific, perverse way. So yes, if you have a child, they have internet access and a phone, which they shouldn't until the age of at least 12 or 13, according to what I've been reading.
Oh, she's 12.
Oh, okay, that didn't help. But you've got to monitor the fuck.
Of course you have.
Out of their phones. I did hear, I'm new to the whole parenting game, but I did hear somebody talking the other day about how you find a happy medium between allowing them to have a phone, but the deal is that phone is handed into you every night and you go through it. You've just got to take the time to go through and make sure there aren't any weird contacts or anything.
You've got programs that you can run on your kids' sort of login and on the computer, and it details all the keystrokes. So you know
everything that's sent from the phone you receive as well.
Well, I'm thinking more the PC. I don't know about the phone. I haven't looked into that.
Because that's the thing. It's not. A few years back, it would have been easier. Like the computers. No, you're not going to the computer. I can see the computer. You're not going on it. But now everybody's got a fucking tablet or a phone that's internet connected. It's just a really horrible shit story. This, isn't it? Yeah. But it's important. It's significant because, like you said, it's modern. It's a sign of the times and of the.
It's part of the Internet of Things.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's the dark side for sure. Very slender money.
Very, that was part of what. Well, not only the image of that sculpture got my attention immediately. Was I was like, fuck me, that's creepy.
Yeah, you've got to feel sorry for the Japanese artist who made that sculpture, haven't you? Who's now his work's gone globally famous within a couple of weeks, but it's attached to the suicide of a 12-year-old.
Yeah, not good, is it?
No. That's not what he set out to make art.
Well, it does say there that the sculpture was created by a special effects company in Japan, which is not associated with the suicide challenge.
That's what I mean, yeah.
If this gets into a bigger thing, this might be worth an episode, because I'd like to investigate the technical side of this. Like, where does this number come from? Who controls this?
They've got the number. You sure? But then again, I mean, it's
encrypted, isn't it?
Yeah, they obviously know what they're doing the other end, don't they?
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, it's the dark side of the web, isn't it?
Feel bad for the family of the girl. Not for the girl. I mean, to be in that.
It's horrific.
Imagine her getting so worked up by this silly game.
And you've got to wonder what
She sent.
What she sent?
Yeah, to make her think then that like, oh, my only option is to hang myself from the tree. Oh my God.
And record it.
Oh God, or Momo will get my family or something.
Yeah, or they'll release those weird pictures I took.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, monitor your children's internet activity is all I can say. And yeah.
And be aware.
And if we find out who the fuck started this, fucking
crush their testicles with bricks.
Yeah, drag them over the coals, man.
Could be a woman, we don't know.
Yeah. Crush a vaginal area with bricks. Wow, that's dark. Let's move on.
Grimdark. Space Kingdom seeks citizens for life beyond Earth very soon.
Space Force.
Feel like the world is going the dogs.
Yep.
Want to get away from it all?
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's the solution. Become a citizen of the nation of Asgardia and hope it makes good in its promise to colonise the moon.
Woo! Hope it makes good. I'm putting my life savings into this, but I'm gonna hope it comes good.
This is what you want to do, guys. You want to start a fucking nation on Mars? Want to get a Mars? Yeah.
Oh man.
We're going to create a utopia. All I need is a few grand to get the rockets ready.
What's that nation that's out? Sealand.
Sealand.
On that platform. Can't we just drive there? Can't we boat there? Sail there?
Do any of us know anything about sailing or boats?
Yep. Been in a dinghy before.
We could hire it. There must be a helicopter ferry out there. You could
What I'm
just jump
saying
on
is,
that.
if we just turn up at Sealand,
Do you want to explain to the listeners
Can we-
what Sealand is first?
it's an oil rig, an abandoned oil rig platform. It's off the coast of Britain somewhere, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's just outside international. I think it was an
international
old
waters.
anti-aircraft gun
Right.
platform from the
Oh,
war.
okay.
And someone claimed it and became king, didn't they?
Yes,
Yeah,
he is.
because he's in
it's a
international
nation.
waters. You can, yeah.
Can we go there and claim asylum? Is he going to turn us away? Or
Has he got the
as a
room?
nation?
Yeah.
Well,
I do think it's only got about 12 inhabitants.
it's a bit like a colony.
I don't even think that is it. It's
I
just
know it's him and
Is
his,
it him and his wife?
No, it's
Yeah.
him and his family, but I'm not sure there's about 12 people altogether.
To be honest, it's
But they do have to do regular supply runs to the mainland.
yeah.
So they may
Yeah.
just go, well, give us those guys. If we do something bad and go and claim asylum in Sealand,
Yeah.
they're like, give us some guys back or we'll just shoot your boat. Oh, all right then. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to go. I'm just saying, you're more likely to go colonise Sealand than you are the moon at the moment.
But why they called it Asgardia as well? Has someone just been watching Thor too much? Reading Thor comics?
Yeah.
What can we call it? It's going to be a cool space kingdom. Asgardia.
There you go. Well, since the Thor movies have been so big, Asgard's back in the zeitgeist, isn't it? In a sort of big bad way. Yeah. No.
Titles of nobility.
Oh, we're just reading up on Sealand.
Yeah.
Listener.
It's not actually recognised by any established sovereign nation, so you can't get a seat at the UN.
Oh, shit.
It's described as the world's smallest country.
Yeah.
But again, yeah, not officially recognised. They've got a flag and a coat of arms.
Wow.
And their motto, oh, I like that. Imare libertas. Imare libertas. From the sea, freedom.
Nice.
I don't know. I wouldn't feel very free, locked. You know, stranded in the middle of the
Hang
sea.
on, there was a civil war attack in 1978 and the Sealand rebel government.
Should I read
Hired
that?
several German and Dutch mercenaries to spearhead attack on Sealand. The old Prime Minister of Sealand, while Bates and his wife were in England, they stormed the platform with speedboats, jet skis, and helicopters.
Wow.
And took Bates' son Michael hostage.
Wow.
Holy fuck!
He was able to retake Sealand and capture Achenbach and the mercenaries using weapons stashed on the platform. Achenbach, a German lawyer who held a Sealand passport, was charged with treason against Sealand and was held unless he paid 75,000 Deutschmarks, which is about 23 grand or $35,000. The governments of the Netherlands, Austria and Germany petitioned the British government for his release, but the United Kingdom disavowed his imprisonment, citing the 1968 court decision.
I think that's where they sort of de facto recognised its sovereignty.
Germany then sent a diplomat from its London embassy to Sealand to negotiate for Achenbach's release. Roy Bates relented after several weeks of negotiations and subsequently claimed that the diplomat's visit constituted a de facto recognition of Sealand by Germany.
I guess it does, because if they didn't think they were a nation and were willing to treat with them as such,
They sent a diplomat.
They just sent in GSG-9, stormed
Exactly.
the place, killed everybody, and got
Yeah,
the guy
got
out.
I'll tell you
No.
what, someone has to make a film out of that.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, it's a
got
fucking.
to.
Listen,
Wow.
we're getting off topic here, but it's a fucking oil rig.
Right, future
It's just-
episode, Sealand,
Yeah, all right.
for sure.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we'll come back to this because this is interesting.
How did we get onto Sealand?
Oh man,
Space Kingdom.
Space
Oh,
Kingdom.
yeah.
The Space Kingdom.
Space Kingdom.
Oh no, there's a fucking song.
Space Kingdom, Space Kingdom. Yeah, no. Space Force.
Yeah, well, Asgardia was founded 20 months ago, and it's already got 200,000 citizens, a constitution, and an elected parliament. It has a leader, Igor Ashabayi,
Yeah, something like that.
who was inaugurated on Monday. It has grandiose ambitions. It wants to build up a population of 150 million within 10
Fucking
years.
hell.
It plans to set up space arcs with artificial gravity in outer space where humans could live permanently. This day will certainly be recorded in the annals of the greatest events in the history of humankind, Ashabai said in his inaugural speech to an audience of several hundred in the Hofburg, Vienna's former imperial palace. I don't like the fact he's holding it in a former
Oh,
imperial
man, I've
palace.
just-
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh my god.
Hang on, before we get
this
too
whole
excited.
thing has just hit
It's
the
a-
shits. We read the next fucking
Yeah.
sentence.
Lembit Opik.
Oh, for
Oh,
fuck's
fuck
sake.
yeah.
Lembit Opik was he liberal
Lib
Democrat?
Dem.
And he was basically famous for having sex with both of the cheeky girls, probably, because they were identical twins.
He's in a programme now on RT that I watch sometimes.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
man.
Going,
But he is
going underground.
he is Asgardia's head of nation.
Fuck's sake.
So he must. They had a prime minister and a president. So he must be whatever the equivalent
What
of
the
one
fuck
of
is
them.
he doing?
Because he's
he
gonna think.
can't get a real politics job, can he?
Yeah, he just made up one on the
To
moon.
make up a country. I'm the president of a made-up place. Oh, fuck me.
Because I'd imagine, knowing him, he's probably taking some kind of fee to lend some kind of not great political sort of credibility to
gravitas.
it. But hey, he was a politician once. He's with us, and they're just slipping him money in brown paper envelopes so he can buy the cheeky girls a tit job each.
I wonder if he's still married to the cheeky girl.
Cheeky girls probably. They probably swap over. He doesn't know.
I'm going to find out. How do we spell it? Lembit.
Oh
What
man.
a stupid name.
Yeah. Yeah. So, actually, he just now says that it is named after Asgard. Yeah. They're not just ripping the name off.
It's
They're
not
directly
very-
saying it's named after that.
It's not very original, is it?
Oh, citizen selection will continue, and it might even involve IQ tests. So we're fucked.
They want to attract the 2% of the world's population that is most creative. So maybe we might not be fucked yet.
You know I'm not that creative.
Alright, you're fucked then.
Yeah.
We're going to the moon, Gaz.
Hey!
Cunts. Can't you just put me in a suitcase? Once I'm there, they're meant to let me stay.
Do you know how much it costs per pound to put into space? I don't think we're going to be allowed to smuggle stuff on board. Everything's finely fucking, tuned so
It'll
that
be fine.
weight is like perfect for the amount
It'll be
of fuel
fine.
and everything.
Be fine.
People smuggling people on board, it's not going to make the destination.
It'll be fine. Trust me.
Yeah.
We're going to burn up in the atmosphere.
It'll be fine. You gotta get there first. You gotta even get into the if you get into the rocket, I'll be very surprised.
Ashabai said he intends to have space arcs operating in 10 to 15 years and finally to establish a permanent settlement on the moon within 25.
Well, it's €100 a year if you want to join.
Oh yeah, I'm up for that. Not.
What a waste of fucking money.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So there we go.
Oh, but I tell you, I'm just reading about Lembit, whatever his fucking name is, Lembit. He has a belief that he has held for many years that an asteroid will wipe out life on Earth within the next decade. He called upon the government to invest $1 million a year in tracking asteroids to avert catastrophe.
You
I
know
totally
I'm
agree
with
with
him on
that.
that
I agree
one.
with that, to
I'm
be
with him on
fair.
that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I think we track like less than 1% of asteroids, isn't it?
Something like that. Or
Maybe
15% of the sky or something like that.
Maybe 4% of all the asteroids, something ridiculously low.
It is. It is. Armageddon taught us that, Mike.
Well, we haven't learned, have we?
No. It's a big ass sky, I believe he said. Billy Bob.
Oh, and the reason his face is so strange is because he crashed a paraglider into a Welsh mountain, broke his back in 12 places, as well as his ribs, his sternum and jaw.
You know what? Fair play to him on getting the cheeky girls now.
Yeah, with a face like that.
All of a sudden, I'm kind of on his side. He wants to get asteroid scanning. He's banging the cheeky girls and...
The cheeky girls going to the moon as well, then.
Now we got the moon. Of course they will. Can't take one without the other, can you? They're twins. They have that bond.
Who wants to live on the moon?
Well, they're going to build stuff on the moon first. They're just going to dump you on the moon.
Just everyone's heads explode. We didn't think this one through, did we?
Oh no!
I've got some really tragic news, guys.
What's that?
He announced his engagement to the cheeky girl, the one he was with, after proposing in Rome. They split in July 2008 after a difficult period in the relationship.
Oh, what a shame.
Was he banging her sister?
Probably. True love's young dream.
Couldn't tell them apart.
He's a Leicester City fan. Right, that's enough of oping. Now, why am I... We never normally do research.
No,
Here I am giving you all the finest details there is.
I want his full bowel movements, Gaz.
Yes, Mike wants the time he defecates every day, please.
My own personal amusement.
And pleasure. Should we call a quick break?
Yeah.
That's the end of Weird News for a bit. We'll be back with the Internet of Things. Right, and we are back. So, we're going to talk about the Internet of Things, which, as we discussed off air, we don't think is a very good name, do we, Gaz?
I think we said it on air at the start, yeah.
Yeah, oh, we did, yeah, sorry.
I suppose I did hear someone explain it the way it's called that because it started as an internet of people, because we're people connecting through the internet, but now this is things.
Yeah, it's
objects.
bleeding over from the digital into the reality.
Mm.
So instead of the internet, it's now the Internet of Things.
Things are connected, objects.
Yeah.
They could still have come up with a better name, but anyway, we digress.
Yes. So, I'll give you the description.
Mm-hmm.
The Internet of Things is a network of physical devices, vehicles, home appliances and other items embedded within electronics and software that enables these things to connect and exchange data.
Right.
This creates opportunities for more direct integration of the physical world into computer-based systems, resulting in efficiency improvements, economic benefits and reduced human exertion. So let's just let Skynet take fucking control, shall we?
Well, it's also called the Third Industrial Revolution.
It is.
Because we had the
called that.
First Industrial Revolution, which was like steam power.
Yeah.
Second, which was like communication,
Yeah.
radio,
And
TV, telephone.
Right.
The what's that thing that you do the
Morse.
code on? What was that called? Telegraph.
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 Marconi.
There you go.
Titanic had one. See how Titanic had
I mean, that changed the world. I mean,
Yeah.
you had to send a letter. Say you wanted to go to Australia or whatever, you had to send a letter which would take weeks, months, wouldn't it?
Mm.
Oh, yeah. I think by sail, I seem to recall it was 6 months to India.
Yeah,
I remember
because when they did
reading.
the
I remember
Olympics-
Australia wasn't.
When they did the Olympics in like the 1900s and that, the team from like Australia had to sail 6 months ahead
Yeah.
to get to London.
Train on the boat.
Yeah, train on the boat and get to London and compete in the Olympics. 6 months.
And when the bloke turns up with your letter, the messenger,
You might be dead
shoot
by
him.
that point.
That's very true.
You know, the thing is, that letter you sent is 6
That's
months
it.
out of date now.
That's it.
So the telegraph comes along.
Instantaneous, isn't it?
Well,
Pretty
it's
much.
A couple of days, maybe tops. Because I mean, say you wanted
It's
to
gotta get
telegraph
passed
India,
along, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's got to go from England to France.
Certainly an improvement on 6
across
months.
and you still got to rely on someone tapping that message out.
Yeah.
So you know,
A bit like Chinese whispers.
bit of a
isn't it?
Chinese whispers, but I think you get the gist.
Yeah.
I bet conspiracy theories were ace back in them days because nobody had no way of confirming, denying, debunking.
Of course not.
Do you know what I mean? I bet conversations down the boozer were amazing.
No, they're all too pissed on cheap gin.
Very true.
It was mainly cockfights and prostitutes.
Yeah, they weren't very bright.
Man, what a
though.
time to be alive.
Yeah, but those prostitutes are probably riddled with disease.
You wouldn't give a fuck after 12 gins.
No, and when you think that gin was probably like a penny for a third of a pint.
You know they had to
It was-
outlaw gin at one time.
Yeah, because it was like too
it was,
cheap.
It was just rampaging through. It was like the crack epidemic of the 80s.
I always say like gin though. Someone goes, I'm trying to go to the gin. 'Cause it's in at the minute, gin, isn't
Oh,
it?
it's very hipster.
Like, oh yeah, I'm going to a gin bar. Oh yeah, I've got a pink gin. It's like, you know, it's a drink of Victorian orphans, don't you?
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Have you got a penny so I can get a pint of gin?
And And I hate gin. I get mother's ruin when I drink gin. You know
No, I've never heard that before.
Well, mother's ruin is what they call, and I'm not being sexist, I didn't invent this. When women of a certain age get drunk on gin, they get very maudlin and upset, and they call it mother's ruin. And I get exactly the same thing. A couple of them, gin's alright. It's like vodka, isn't it? It's clear, white, horrible alcoholic stuff. Like, after like half a bottle, I was just like, my life is just so shit. Nothing makes sense, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, Captain, bring down." Yeah, mother's ruin. So, how does gin relate to the internet?
You can buy gin on the internet.
Yeah,
All kinds of gin for you and your hipster beard.
hipster gin contains 1 strand of authentic hipster mustache.
The Internet of Things involves extending internet connectivity beyond standard devices to any range of, quote, dumb or non-internet embedded physical devices. If these devices can communicate and interact over the internet, they can be remotely monitored and controlled. So, you wake up, your alarm's set for 7:30, your toaster's set to start at 25 to 8.
But I already envisage a nightmare scenario here. So your scales, they're internet connected, your fridge is internet connected. So let's say you've programmed all these devices, you're on a health kick, you're using this health app, which is connected to all your things.
Yeah.
You get on your scale in the morning and it's like, "Oh, John, you have not lost the targeted 3 pounds." And you're like, "Yeah, well, give me a break, it was a rough day." And you get to your fridge, and you can't, the door's fucking, you're like, "Why can't I get in the fucking," and then the voice comes over, "You did not reach your 3-pound weight loss limit. Access to food has been denied." I want fucking milk for the fucking... You programmed me, sir, and I will not. Oh, but I unprogrammed you. I command you. Sorry, the program is set. Oh, man.
You're thinking about the Simpsons episode.
The Simpsons episode of Pierce Brosnan plays the... hang on, I've got it in...
Your personal trainer has been ordered and is on his way.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking...
And it's a cyborg personal trainer that's just going to beast you into fucking unconsciousness. It was a Treehouse of Horror 12... the Ultra House 3000, the Simpsons buy a computer that runs the entire house.
Right.
It does literally everything. It cooks, it cleans. It even finds out their favourite food by examining their, quote, leavings.
Leavings. I love that word.
And Homer says, "Wow, trusting every aspect of our daily lives to computers is the smartest thing we ever did." But then the house goes insane, falls in love with Marge, and tries to kill Homer.
Is this another case of The Simpsons
Predicting
the fucking future?
Imagine like a smart toilet.
Yeah.
Which analyses your shit. Mm-hmm. You get an illness.
You have anus cancer.
Oh,
Your toilet's telling you. There should not be blood in your feces, Mike. I have booked you an appointment. I don't want to go to fucking doctor.
You say you got a rare blood disease or something, or whatever, malaria, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, they'll be able to detect in the early stages and save people's lives.
You go on the toilet breaking that news to you.
No, you don't.
Sorry, Dave, you've got AIDS.
This looks bad from here, Dave. Oh man.
I'd rather have me toilet tell me than die of the disease.
Yeah, but you got the doctor before you knew something, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
It'd be too late then.
Know.
It's too late.
Well, no, if you're wiping your backside, you've got blood on the tissue paper.
If you've got a bowler.
If you've got a bowler, I'm pretty confident you fucking know.
Yeah, it takes a couple of days to kick in.
No, it's like 48 hours.
Yeah, 48 hours, it's 2 days.
Yeah, but
so
during the first 24 hours, you're shitting and vomiting constantly.
And
you know you've got a bowler.
You might think you have the shits.
And if your smart house,
constantly.
And what if your smart house decides that in order to protect the greater population
seals
of
your
life,
quarantines you.
And you suffocate and starve.
It quarantines you and paints a red X on the door. Unclean, and big fucking neon lights outside.
Yeah, but surely it would send some medical assistance. It wouldn't just leave you to rot.
Can't trust the can't risk the outbreak. They'll come in and quarantine it when you're dead.
Oh man.
Would anyone like to guess what the first example is of the Internet of Things? We've had it for a long time.
Okay. no.
Okay, I'm going to say. I don't know. Actually, go on.
Cash machines?
Ah.
Okay, explain it to me.
Well, they're all linked.
Right.
You can go to a cash. I mean, before you used to have to go into the branch of your bank,
Okay.
show some ID, and take your book with you,
Yeah.
Right.
and they would amend the account in your book, and they would give you some money, and off you went. But now
Right.
it's all linked. You can use a cash machine that's
Anywhere in the world?
anywhere in the world that's not your bank, as long as because of you got Visa. It's all compatible. There you go.
Ah.
It's
Yeah,
that is
does make
everything's
sense,
linked.
and that's been around for my entire lifetime.
Yeah, it's
isn't it?
late 70s, I
Yeah.
think.
I think 70s. Yeah.
But the first concept of a smart device was in 1982. An internet-connected Coke machine able to report its inventory and whether newly loaded drinks were cold enough.
Wow.
Now on that level, I see that as perfectly fine.
Yeah, so
and,
it runs a Diet Coke.
Yeah.
It sends an email to the vending guy. Hey, I'm out of Diet Coke.
Yeah, but
It's
imagine at your
logistics.
home, so you don't have to do the shopping.
But what's wrong with doing the fucking shopping, Mike? It's part of
What if I
normal-
want something different? What
All right. Well, you can. You cannot. I'm just saying.
I don't want the fucking cupboard to order it for me,
All right.
and then the fucking the automatic van with no
All
human
right.
driver
It
delivers
might have
it.
might have a screen on the front of the fridge. Says, "Do you confirm that you
Oh,
want to
yes,
order?" And
you're
you
low
click
on
no.
milk.
Yeah.
Okay, there is that, but there's a danger here that we're all going to stop fucking thinking
Yeah.
about
Yeah, because the
anything.
fridge would have to have like pressure pads in it so we would know how heavy the milk is, so we'd know when to order it.
Do you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with
That's
thinking to
okay,
yourself,
we
I
don't.
need to pick up milk today at some point.
Yeah, but what if you forget and the shops are closed on Sunday?
Oh, that shit
It's not gonna
happens.
turn up anyway, is
You've
it
got
then?
no tea for the morning and the evening.
Yeah, but it's not going to turn up anyway because the fridge.
Well, it will, because we'll have driverless cars just going around
Oh, so
full of food.
But what if you're like me and you're on a budget and you live paycheck to paycheck, right?
and the last week of the month you're like, oh,
Yeah,
I've got to get by
and
here.
the fridge goes and orders a full week's shop, and I'm like, oh, you cunt! I needed to buy fucking, I don't know,
No, but you
tyres
can
with that.
confirm it. I said you can
Oh,
confirm
right.
it.
Oh, yes, you did, to be fair.
And also, you're thinking about a world where there's money. I mean,
okay.
this, if you extrapolate far enough, it might be that we are like in a Star Trek world where there is no money.
Oh, and I have a
gift
replicator that
economy-
makes the
economy.
food for me, like a Star Trek.
3D printer, whatever, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh, 3D printing food.
That's another thing that is Internet of Things, 3D printer.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we've
you know,
discussed
it's
this
now legal to
before.
carry a 3D printed gun in America.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
remember me? I brought this up. I don't know which podcast this was, but I remember because I was tickled with how dark it was. So every home in the future will have a 3D printer.
Yeah.
Your child is kidnapped. Okay? The kidnapper hacks your 3D printer and orders it to print out a 3D life-size model of your child's distorted, terrified face.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Right? Yeah. Things that, I mean, it
It's
could
horrible,
go dark.
but is it any darker than having a fingers in a post?
Less dark. Less
Is
dark.
it?
In my
I
opinion.
opened a box and it's your niece's finger with the
No,
ring
the
that
finger,
you
that's
gave
what I mean,
her.
the finger is more dark
Yeah.
than the 3D printed
Yeah.
thing, but...
You don't want to
cut
see a
off the
death
finger.
mask of your child.
Yeah,
Sent
you
to
don't
damage
want
your
to.
house.
You
don't
cut off
want
the
to.
finger, you're going to make a mess and you're going to risk her bleeding out, aren't you?
That's forensic evidence.
Yeah, see.
Plus,
so-
it's pretty horrific.
I was just trying to think of a dark
Yeah.
thing people could do with
Of
3D
course,
printers.
of course.
Print
Yeah.
guns?
Yeah.
That's pretty dark, yes.
They can't be detected by metal detectors.
Yeah.
There's two ways of looking at it, because I understand the Jetsons style, utopia of like the automated house
Yeah.
and everything just works and it's
And
all.
that's kind of where this is going to end up, isn't
Yeah.
it? If
That's
eventually.
Well,
if
There's
that's
something
a trend, isn't it?
sinister about it, isn't it? I saw a nice cartoon animation explaining Internet of Things to me in a very simple way. It was a car. So the lady's going along in her car, and all modern cars have all these sensors. And basically, anytime you have a problem with a vehicle now, a modern vehicle, you take it to the garage, and they don't open the bonnet, they don't get underneath it, they plug it
Diagnostics.
Yeah.
directly into the diagnostics, and that's the way they do it.
Yeah.
So you're driving along now in your internet-enabled car, though,
Yeah.
and these sensors are directly sending that info back to the manufacturer. They'll then also find you a nearby garage, find you a slot, find you a time, or do all this for you. And if multiple cars are having sending that same information, then the manufacturer knows, hey, we've got a problem. And on that level, I was thinking, there's no way that can be a bad thing for you, the consumer.
Yeah.
Because your car is a pretty essential bit of kit
Yeah.
that you're trusting your life to. Whether I want that extended throughout my entire home, you know, and I'm not joking about the scales, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
I watched a man describe, it was a TED talk, his entire day from waking up to leaving the house and how many smart internet connected objects, and scales was fucking one of them. And it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a conspiracy stolen.
Surely that's your choice. I mean, you don't have to have scales in the house now. You don't have to have a microwave. If you don't trust it, you don't want it.
That's true.
Yeah, it's choice in the day. But I mean, if you see your friends and family, their lives being improved and made easier, you're going to want to do it as well.
The thing is, you mentioned the driverless cars is obviously going to be the next
Massive
thing, isn't it?
What is the trend in cars now? Less car ownership. People don't want to buy cars. I mean, you go around Telford and you look at all the parking spaces, all them cars parked there all day, waste of resources, either land to keep it, waste of money.
Well,
people want now.
It's not a waste of money because they do make a massive profit.
Well, it's my friend that I visit.
As soon as you buy it, you walk off. You drive off the forecourt. Half the prices.
Yeah, cars are black holes for money.
So if everybody's got, like, everyone wants Uber now, don't they?
Yeah. Well, it's city living. When I visit my friend in Italy, in Milan, they don't need a car. Her and her boyfriend, they have no use for a car because they have the metro system. It's right on their doorstep.
Now imagine a troop of driverless cars around Telford. Yeah.
I don't want it. Do you know what?
They're solar powered, so they have no upkeep. Pretty much, you just got to just maintenance. So once you bought them, zero marginal cost to keep it going.
So no, I'm so against driverless cars because I drive for a living.
Well, yeah,
I'm a professional driver, and I understand both sides. I like what movie is it where you get? It's in Logan.
And Demolition Man.
You know,
so Total Recall, the Johnny Cabs.
Yes, but if you sit in Logan,
I haven't seen Logan.
Well, in Logan, there's the highway is like these solar powered driverless trucks, just doing their mission, delivering, because no matter how advanced technology gets, things are always going to need moving from place to place. On that aspect, I could say, okay, it's not draining resources, it's safe, blah blah blah,
and it's freeing up people from behind the wheel like you that can do something more productive.
But what is there for them to do? That's my problem. Well, those truck drivers, what are they going to do?
Well, that's it. The economy. We'll have to change the economy into a sharing economy. Transition, you see.
But they're not interested. I'm not. That's not me making that noise, scoffing at that idea. But I'm thinking of, so the company's making the money from setting up this new truck system.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck about Billy Truck Driver, who's been doing it 30, 40 years.
Of course they don't.
And is now redundant.
He's massively obese.
Of course they don't.
He's got diabetes.
So give a fuck about him.
So what about retraining into green energy?
Google going to take charge of that with their Google
No,
cars?
the government creates jobs. In the 70s, we had full employment.
Right.
Because if you couldn't get a job, the government created a job for you.
Yeah, but there were still jobless people.
No, there was very few.
But they were still...
Very few. Less than 500,000, I think it was in Britain.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, this was the political norm after the war, because people didn't want to be in poverty with
After
no
they
jobs.
Just fought against Nazi Germany.
Yeah. So we had the health service, full employment. So if you couldn't get a job, the government would give you one, a good-paying union job that your family could live on.
Yeah.
Whole family could live on one bread earner. Now, how many people can do that nowadays?
No one. Unless you've got a very, very good job.
See, it's political will. You just got to... There's solutions to all the problems, but the people who control the media and the narrative don't want you to know the options.
No.
They want to keep you as a slave.
And this might sound like it's not connected, but it is connected. You know how the biggest killer of males in this country and probably all the other countries is suicide?
Yep.
Because
that's horrific statistic, isn't it?
I'm going to be honest. I'm on holiday from work currently, and I needed this holiday more than anything because of the heat wave and all that. I was tired, like in my bones. Do you know what I mean?
I know that
like,
feeling. Yeah.
Just tired in my bones.
You work 2 or 3 months, 5 days, 6 days a week.
And I finished in the evening. I would go home, eat my dinner. I didn't have the energy to play with the girls or even really interact with Leona much. I would go upstairs and just want to lie the fuck down, right?
And why do you want to defend the system?
But still, struggling, right? Still struggling, like I said, living paycheck to paycheck, and then thinking, what's the fucking point? And then realising how men go down that road to then thinking, I'm never going to be able to provide. I'm working my fucking ass to the bone. I'm tired, but it's still not enough.
All
and
the
I'm
rich
trying to be a
siphoning,
good guy.
siphoning all the money off to the top, mate. It's a scam. It's a pyramid
So
scheme.
I'm not defending it. Right.
Well, imagine universal basic income.
I know the system's fucked, Mike, but what I scoff at is like, where does the change come from?
This is happening. This is happening. People having these discussions. Universal basic income is being experimented in different countries. Canada, Finland.
It is, but can you see this country under its current government, which seems to be probably going to be hanging on to power?
The Greens have it in their manifesto.
And what's
but
going
no
to
one's
happen
vote
with
for
this?
the Greens.
I know, but as the country moves more left, Labour will pick it up.
Yeah, but the country's not going to move more. Fucking hell, have you seen these freaking free Tommy nuts? The country's getting more right than ever.
The swings to the left, mate, isn't it? The last election proved that. Corbyn almost won. A few more weeks, he would have won that.
It's hard because.
And they're up in the polls now, aren't they? By about
I believe they are.
points.
Yeah.
Because this hard not hard Brexit, no deal Brexit. So then me as the working stiff, if everything's going to triple in price or whatever, double in price, what the fuck are we going to do to feed
When
the
the
kids?
robots take your job, Gaz, what are you going to do under this economy?
I'll have to get whatever. I'll have to accept whatever's fucking going.
Yeah, there's less and less jobs for people to do.
I'd
They're
like
meant
to.
to
The
be
robots are
automated.
taking them.
I'd like to think that if I'm in a fight then with extra people to get a job, I'd like to think I'd double down and believe in myself and I'd get.
Well, you
a
might
fucking
do,
job.
but what if you don't? And then you
Well, then
spiral
fuck.
into debt further and further.
Yeah, you start drinking whiskey every night.
And you and the owner have to move out into a smaller place because you can't afford the one you're in. And
I've been thinking about this because this Brexit. It's like you know in Threads, where in the opening scenes, just if you haven't heard that episode, listen to it. It's a movie about nuclear fallout, nuclear war, and in the opening scenes, the radio and the TV is always playing in the background.
Yeah.
And people just sort of ignore it, and they hear little snippets of it, and
It's very cleverly done in the film,
Yeah.
actually. It's
because that is literally what's happening to me with Brexit at the moment. I'm just hearing snippets as I walk into places where the radio is playing, the TV, walk past the TV. Hearing little snippets, and I keep hearing these things, and I'm not really paying attention.
yeah, so I
But
think
in the
I
last
sent you
week-
earlier with the candles.
Yes, but it's like the last week, a week or so, started sort of listening, going, what the fuck does this no deal Brexit mean? Since you two mentioned to me about that we might have to stock up and things, and then I'm
The government are stockpiling food and medicine.
Yeah. And insulin, because we don't make insulin in this country.
And candle makers are booming or expected to boom because you might not be able to afford electricity.
How do I explain to the owner's girls, like overnight, no, we can't eat that cereal anymore. We have to have this
That's it.
this one.
That's
nice
why we've got
ration.
to change it, mate. That's why we've got to
Right.
change the system.
Is there any happy outcome to this Brexit thing? Is there any way they could turn this round and it doesn't fuck
Yeah,
over
if
the
Corbyn
people?
gets in,
We
we
negotiate.
institute-
We basically just go, yeah, we'll accept all the rules. We just don't have a say in how it goes. That's a soft Brexit.
Right.
We leave the EU, but we abide by their rules. But we don't have a say in any decisions they make in their parliament. So we
Right.
don't elect MEPs. We do what Norway and Sweden have done and go, you know what? Yeah, we'll follow the rules, but we maintain a bit of sovereignty. We
And
half in, half out.
Half in, half out,
Can that be a
effectively.
positive? Can that be a good thing
Yeah.
for the country?
Yeah, Sweden and Norway are doing perfectly fine. Yeah,
So this does rely on getting is the election before the Brexit deadline? Can Corbyn get in before
No.
the?
Only if a snap election's called.
yeah, but they won't call it.
They won't call it.
So a few months of darkness and fighting in the fucking Tesco's
Years,
over
mate.
bread.
We've got 5 years of
Oh.
Tory government. When's the next election?
2022.
2022.
So I could be fighting in co-op over bread to feed the kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
In the worst case scenario, let's point out, it's the worst case scenario.
Mate, 4 million people in this country now use food banks, including like people like nurses and working people.
I
I've
know
had
the
to use it a
feeling.
couple of times myself.
Yeah.
You know, it is the fucking.
It's sobering. I know the lies. They didn't put any of this on the side of the bus.
They
'Cause
didn't. The bus now says there will be adequate food, and I love that Tory
And then
terminology.
never did. Are they
Adequate-
literally putting adverts that say, "Don't
No.
stress, there'll be adequate."
No,
food."
the Tory, I can't remember which ministry it was, said, don't worry, there'll be adequate food.
Adequate.
Now, do you trust a Tory government to give you an adequate ration for you and your family. But you
No,
don't
like-
worry, you get a blue ration book along with your passport.
Fuck's sake. Man, could we put a pin in that?
Yeah.
just for a sec?
What, you mean put a pin in all that grim darkness?
Yes!
Don't worry, because Mike will tell us later on
That there's a
how
way out.
things will get better
Right.
if this thing kicks off.
That's it.
Good stuff.
So yeah, that's something to look forward to. And with that,
So, yeah,
so
if Brexit goes wrong and we get a no-deal Brexit, then are we allowed to turn on the fucking Leave voters and hound them out of England and beat them to death and say this is what you did?
I am gonna point out to a lot of people at work, like, you're a fucking
Look what
idiot.
you've done.
Look what you've done. Look what you've fucking done.
But you know what? I've got a good example of this though. One of my very dear friends, one of my best friends, is an intelligent guy. I've mentioned him before on the show. He's a teacher, geography teacher, voted Leave.
Yeah.
He's never really been a political person. Voted Leave, and he was telling me he was a bit upset because he'd mentioned that he voted Leave at work, and all the other teachers essentially in the staff room, to a man more or less, just sort of told him what a fucking idiot he is, and
Yeah.
you know.
Can understand
And
that.
I said more or less the same. Like, what the fuck did you vote Leave for, you dick? You might make my wages go down or something, like in a sort of joking way. And he gave me the honest answer of, well, I listened to what everyone was saying, and I sat there and I tried to make a decision. What do I think? And I thought it sounded like a good idea for our country. And he's just a normal dude who's been sucked in by the propaganda of what they
How many
said it
people
would
know
be.
the fundamentals of economics, Gaz?
Well, not many.
Not many.
I don't know. I was about to say this. You know, with the documentary you asked us to watch, it's something you said to me came to mind because I didn't make it very far through, and I did plan to, but I was like, I'm just not in the frame of mind. You said to me once, it's designed to make you feel that way.
Yeah.
Economics, it's designed to be off-putting and to make you think.
The language
oh,
they use and everything, yeah.
I can't wrap my head around that because you're not supposed to think about.
Well, I did
it,
A-level
man.
business studies, so I've got a foundation.
Mm.
You know what
To
I
go
mean?
with your GCSE grade B in physics.
yeah.
Does that mean that you're
Fucking
our business
hell,
manager now as well as science officer? That means Mike's our agent.
Oh dear God.
Oh man, I hope Brexit doesn't fucking reduce us to that.
Yeah, but people were voting, they didn't know what it was.
Exactly.
I abstained personally because I could see it was a shit show, and I could see that it was just a distraction from what the real problems are, which is capitalism, in my opinion.
I work in a very working class environment. I was one of the few Remain voters in that warehouse of about 200 people.
Yeah.
And most of them said, the majority of it was, too many bloody immigrants coming over taking the jobs.
Yeah.
There's Polish coming over. They're there to work, mate. I couldn't give a shit.
Someone
But-
I know said, I don't want the European Court of Human Rights.
Wow.
And I was like, do you actually understand what you're saying here, mate?
Obviously.
Do you know what I mean? They give you all the protections in fucking business, you know, in your workplace and everything, and you want to get rid of all that
Yeah.
and replace
Yeah.
it with what? You just didn't have a clue.
No.
You just been right-wing fucking talking points, and you've been brainwashed. That was the first thing they come to, get rid of the human rights.
And one guy who went to see, because he knew I was really fucking annoyed. I shouldn't have been. I was really annoyed with the people I work with for being fucking idiots. Cause,
I know the feeling.
And I wasn't lower management then, so I could be annoyed. Could be more annoyed. And the one guy sat there, and he's a good mate of mine. He says, I did it. I researched it, Ben. I really did, and I did it for my kids. And I can't wait to see him again. I haven't seen him for a few weeks. So I'm gonna say,
Oh mate.
you know what you did that for your kids? I said, I think you fucked up your kids' futures there, pal. And I can't fucking wait to hear his response to
Your
that.
kids might not have serious, but then again, you can't blame him.
No, I
You
can't.
but you can't. He was
taken
stuck
in.
Yeah, they fucking painted this.
The night
My
before
mate,
the election, it went out, day after this Brexit, Turkey going to join the EU, 9 million Muslims coming to the country. That went out so much on the night of the election. I remember
this is the
the
power of
eve before the
propaganda.
election.
This is the power of
that went out,
propaganda.
and I saw so many people sharing it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Check Google. Because no one checks Google. I did. Wasn't true.
That's it. Power of propaganda, mate.
Yeah.
You know,
Fuck, what's the point? I'm
Because
just
this
gonna
Internet of
jump out
Things,
the window
this
in a bit.
Internet
Oh,
of
yeah.
Things is going to come
Yes,
in.
this
It's going to
is
make our
good
fucking
news.
lives better.
How's this internet thing's going to
So
save
can I
me?
tell you? Right. So, a growing portion of the Internet of Things devices are created for consumer use. Internet-connected vehicles, we've touched on that, you're not a fan. Home automation, that is controlling lighting, climate, entertainment systems and appliances. even wearable technology, which we've got now, your Fitbits, things like that.
Smartwatch.
It's going to be. I wrote that in my notes. The guy
Which
who
has health.
talk said there will be internet-connected textiles. Your coat will be internet-connected.
I was kind of hoping for a Star Trek sort of badge that I tap and talk to people, but it
that
turns
would be
out
cool.
it's probably going to be some kind of clothing watch or certainly monitor on my wrist. That would monitor my health, so my heart rate gets too high or my blood sugar goes up. It sends an alert to my doctor or to the doctors, which is, that could save a lot of lives, especially amongst the elderly.
Well, I did see a very simple way of explaining this from the TED Talks. It's basically things. You have a thing, a fridge, and you give it the ability to sense, communicate, and control.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's communicating data, which is designed to help us. Now, the smart house, in the utopian way of things, I like the idea of, okay, the thermostat will never be too high. I'll never be wasting energy.
Well, that thermostat, I'm going to say, Nest, which is the first guys to do this, brought in the app-controlled thermostat, were bought by Google for $3.2 billion.
Ooh, wow.
So they see the future in this, and they've got, well, hang on, these boys are onto something here.
Can I just say that there's now 8 homes that can generate more energy than they consume?
Wow.
Only 8 energy homes. Well, only 8 in this article.
Oh, right, gotcha.
They've rounded up 8 plus energy homes. There's much more around the world that can now produce more energy than they use.
Wow.
Which is excellent.
That house is on the piss, though. How's that work?
But they know something is coming, because you mentioned that takeover. IBM bought a company called Smarter Planet. Oh no, sorry, I didn't write that down. IBM bought a company called Smarter Planet for an undisclosed sum, and a company called Smart Things was bought for $200 million by one of the big boys. And this is in the last few years, so they're aware, they're investing billions, something big is on the horizon.
And to anyone that doubts that this is coming, it should be pointed out that the speed that things move on, is it Moore's Law? Is the speed that things move on? IBM, when IBM sort of kicked off and started investing heavily in computers, the guy from IBM said, oh, we'll only need about 7.
Yeah.
7 computers?
Yeah.
Worldwide, yeah.
That's all we need, 7.
He wasn't much of a visionary.
No, but the thing is, he was going on what the technology was projected to be in 5 years.
Well, the computer was the size of a room, wasn't it, at the time?
Was it Colossus was the first computer, computer developed mainly to calculate artillery, wasn't it? In World War II.
So this industry...
It's a growth industry.
Well, I'm going to show my rudimentary knowledge of everything now. So the Industrial Revolution... Everybody got jobs. Excuse me, I'm burping. We're so professional on this show. So the Industrial Revolution, everyone could get a job in a mill or a factory or something.
Well, because they were forced to. They used to work on the land, but then that got mechanised and everyone was forced into the cities.
Where did the jobs come?
They literally bought the land from under them.
Yeah,
and the government did and gave it to rich people that still own it today.
To build their mills.
No, to what? To build their mansions or whatever. And you know what I mean? They took the land away from the peasants because there weren't enough people in the factories.
Peasants.
So what I'm trying to get to
that's horrific.
Yes, but what I'm trying to get to...
You imagine your home, that's it, now your home's sold, you have to go and work in a factory in Sheffield, mate.
Yeah.
I think you've avoided the agricultural class rather than peasants.
Well, they were peasants, that's what they were described
peasants as such.
What I'm trying to get to, though,
there's many wealthy farmers.
In this third industrial revolution, which comes from the Internet of Things, where are the jobs? What place do we have in it?
In that documentary that Mike sent us, and I did end up making it through in the end.
Oh, well done.
He says that...
Can we mention what a documentary is?
It was called the Third Industrial Revolution, wasn't it?
A New Radical Sharing Economy by Jeremy Rifkin.
That's right.
Yep.
And he says, like, we've got to build this stuff first of all.
Okay, that's a good point.
So we've got to build this infrastructure. So there will be jobs in...
For 2 generations.
For at least 2 generations, there's going to be jobs in manufacturing, construction, engineering...
And green energy.
Green energy, things like that. So... Yeah, there will be jobs. Whether everyone can do those jobs doesn't matter.
Right.
That's why UBI and UBS comes in handy. Universal Basic Income.
That's the universal
services.
Yeah. So
hang on, so
that's where everybody gets
I know
a living
universal
wage.
basic income, but what was the second one you said?
Well, I'll go through them both. Universal Basic Income. Everybody gets a living wage.
Is that regardless of whether you work as well?
Yeah, that's every citizen gets that as a right. So they can buy food. You can buy all the essentials that you need, and have a decent standard of living. You know what I mean? So probably what the average might be now in this country is 22 grand.
Right.
something like that.
We'll say
I'm below average. I can tell you that now.
So am I. To be fair.
Well, we'll say they give us 20 grand a year. You got, you know, people live
Pay
on that.
rise, man.
Yeah.
And then you're free then to do whatever you want.
Mm.
You can set up your own business. There's no risk if it fails. Doesn't matter. You got that backup.
Yeah.
It frees people from the jobs that aren't going to be there because they've been mechanised.
Mm.
Yeah, and to pursue other activities.
Who pays for the universal basic income?
Everybody does.
Through our tax money. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
I know I'm being very simple here, but I'm trying to think of who's providing this basic universal income?
Well, I suppose everyone's still making goods.
Mm.
Those goods are sold. VAT is added on.
Yeah, profit.
So it all
and
comes
that,
through tax, profit. But I suppose in this scenario,
You tax the big corporations. You tax the wealthy. I mean,
So here's the government.
in World War Two, sorry, 90% was a tax rate for the wealth in this country.
Fuck you know.
So
Yeah,
everything.
But how wealthy?
Well,
Like,
if they earned
extremely.
over £1 million, 90% of that went back to the public, and now it's about 40%. Might even be lower than that now. Under the Tory, about 35.
Well, it's zero if you've got the right fucking lawyer.
Well, there we go.
Or certainly
not
a few
lawyer,
grand a year.
accountant.
That's it. In the Cayman Islands,
Yeah.
we need all that money back
Yeah.
to sort this out and give citizens a fucking decent
Well,
life.
it's like Jimmy Carr, the comedian. I love him. But you know, when he had this
Yeah.
bit of a tax problem, he's so honest about it. I love it. He's like, look, my accountant comes to me and says, there's this thing you can do. It's legal. Don't worry about it. Legal, but you're going to pay like a lot less to zero tax. What are you going to say as the wealthy comedian? Well, all right then. Legal, you say? Oh, all right then.
I don't think I
Yeah.
would. I'd pay the tax.
It's easy to say.
Yeah, it is easy
for
to
us
say.
now.
It is easy
but-
to say, wouldn't you?
But then when it all blew up in his face and it all came out, he's just very honest. Said, well, yeah, I fucked up. I'm paying it back, and you know. But you can see where his.
Yeah.
If you're the
I know.
rich person,
I know where it's coming from.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You're the rich person. You're paying. You know, you're seeing 40% of your every wage disappear, and your accountant says, yeah, we could do a bit of swindling, and then it's all legal and it's fine. All it means is you pay less.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, go for it.
So universal basic services,
Mhm.
we already have that with the library.
Oh, so it's stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got the library. You can extend it to buses if we get solar cars that have zero marginal cost.
Solar buses.
Yeah.
No bus drivers.
No bus drivers, so there's no cost to run it.
Even the bus drivers are suffering.
Yeah, so the government
gotta have a
could, the
human
government could
involved.
provide that.
Mm.
You could have. The list is endless, really. You know what I mean?
But as good
Yeah.
as computers are, this might be a different discussion or argument, but as good as computers are, like your aeroplane goes into autopilot once it's up there, but you still need that human to land the fucker.
Well,
So I'd
is
like
the
to think
technology
your
good
bus-
enough yet?
If your bus, it's one thing with solar powered driverless trucks going up and down a motorway delivering pallets, but if I'm getting on a bus, I don't know, man. I know you could then turn around and say, well, humans make more mistakes than machines. Fuck, I don't know. I just don't like the. I'm a driver. I don't want the drivers to
Well, I
lose
know,
their
maybe
fucking
it's coming, I'm
jobs.
afraid.
Just
You've got
don't.
no choice about it. You got to
Mm.
really have to think about your long-term future.
We have had this discussion before. All right, let's say the UPS vans are driverless. You still need a man to get out the van.
No, you don't. You just go in and put a pin number in. It comes out in a slot.
But you're
you
not
take
there
it.
though. No, you see what I'm saying? Your delivery driver, part of his job is the fact that, oh, I've got to climb over this fence, I've got to put it under there, there's nobody here,
Yeah.
not the neighbour's door.
Parks in the road.
Might be
Alerts
some,
you on your phone. Hang on. Alerts you on your phone. Tells you the package
But you're
is
at
here.
work.
Well, you don't get it delivered when you're not at work. That's your fault, isn't it? It happens now.
Well, to me, that's a shitter service because Amazon, the
They
man will
text
get
you when
out
it's
the
coming.
van.
They'll text you when it's coming.
or
Yeah,
you,
but
have
you go
a,
down,
some
you
kind of
put in a-
automated delivery slot,
You-
especially if you're delivering to a company. They might just have a bay door
Yeah,
that
they may
opens
do.
up.
Yeah.
They've
There's
got
stuff
me,
unloaded.
I live in a
dropped
flat.
off,
I live in a
boom,
flat. I go downstairs. I put in the pin number on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Slot opens. I take the product and go
I
back.
know what you're saying, yeah, but to me, that's a worse service than a man pushing it through your letterbox. You don't have to be there.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's not a worse service if it's free. Doesn't cost you anything.
Why are you having a shit
It's
while the
less
thing
convenient,
turns up and it
man.
waits 5 minutes?
Hey?
Why are you having a shit when the van turns up and you're having a shit and it's only got a 5 minute waiting time? You're like, fucking hell.
That's your fault then, isn't
And
it?
hang on, let's-
He'd only wait 5 minutes. He ain't
No.
going to wait around all day if you have a shit, is he?
That's worse service.
He knocks on the door.
There should be an option on the app. I'm having a shit. Give me 5 minutes.
Well,
Look,
maybe
look what I
the-
do then. But look what I do then. So I go to a shop. Let's say I get to a shop and I look on my load order and it's this shop has got 23 boxes, 3 cans and 6 loose parcels. It's my job to drive there and identify those things, unload those things, take them to where the customer wants them in the shop. I don't just leave them on the doorstep. I go where they want it unloaded.
Yeah.
Why is the fucking automated van going to do that bit?
Well, it ain't. You're going to come down. You have to come down and put the pin in.
So my point is, you still need a human in that van, because what if my customer is then like, well, no, I'm not fucking unloading it. That's we fucking ask for you to deliver it here and unload it. I'm not going up and putting a pin number in and unloading it.
But
it's
that's
a
just the way
shitter
it
service.
is. That's just the way it is. You just
No, it
accept
doesn't have to be. That's progress for the sake of idiocy. That doesn't make any.
Because
it
you're paying for a
work.
service.
Yeah, but you're getting a free post now because it doesn't cost anything because it's
It's free, but you have got to unload the entire. And if you don't unload it quick enough, what is the van just going to fucking drive off?
Well, it'll give you a certain amount of time. Yeah, it's obviously got to do the deliveries.
Yeah, that's less.
You'd have to press a finish button or something, wouldn't you?
That's
or
worse.
finish button.
I'm not just defending for
No,
the driver's
yeah, you're
sake.
right. It's
That
a slight.
worse
It is. It
service.
might be a slight. They might be able to. That's just what I can think of. I mean,
Our drivers have to
my
take
point
fucking
is, I
pallets of
still
paper
think
up the
there's still
stairs.
going to have to be a bloke sat in the automated vehicle who's not controlling it to get there and do the. You're
okay,
still
well, I'm
going to
telling
need
you, don't
manpower.
have to.
You're still
In
going
our
to need
scenario,
manpower.
you don't need it.
But as you've said before, that would be your choice to do that. It might be community service that you do for 4 or 5 hours a
There
week.
you
You're a
go.
delivery driver.
Who knows?
But it'd be a
You
job.
sit in a van. You're getting paid universal basic income anyway.
My point
But
is,
if you feel the
this
need to
isn't
do so, well, you're a van driver. They might say, well, okay, Gaz, you're going to do 4 hours this week on this route, and all you're going to do is unload the stuff for 4 hours a week.
Well, if that's all there is to do, that's all there is to do. But my point is that, like, it's not. You can't just give it over to the machines. Like, oh yeah, they're gonna do it. No, there still needs to be some fucking human. Because I'm telling you, if you came out of me for a day and saw how different every single individual delivery is, because I'm delivering to a builder's yard, then a little shop on a high street, then a little shop in a village.
What I do is have compartments, yeah, and I'll put
The little old lady has to walk up to and unload the 10-litre tubs of fucking paint. It's a shitter service.
But she
I
won't
don't
have to
care how
work
you
in this
dress it
society, the little old lady. She won't have to work in this
Well,
Her
society.
shop will
okay.
be run by computers as
Why
well.
doesn't she have?
Big
Why doesn't she have
pincer
one
arm
of
will
those?
come out.
Why doesn't she have one of those big power suits that she gets into?
90-year-old women in exosuits.
Yes, why not? That is, they do
Clamps
that
coming
now.
onto the
People
thing.
that are disabled and can't walk.
Yeah.
So in order for your driverless system to work, you need to then develop exoskeleton suits.
But the exoskeleton suit would be great for the grandmas when they get about.
It's not.
Look,
it's a worse service.
Look, we're focusing too much on Gaz's problems about his future employment.
I'm not being mental though.
No, you're right.
You
You're
got
absolutely
an
right.
argument. I just don't agree with it.
That's a worse service.
I kind of agree with Gaz. I think someone's got to fucking get that shit out. In our drivers, I get a pallet of paper delivered to a
don't unload
company,
itself.
and they want it on the 3rd floor, and he's got to take so many boxes up at a time on his trolley to the 3rd floor, up the stairs sometimes, not always
All
in the
right,
lift. So someone's got to do that. Because a big pincer arm isn't going to come down and just pick it up and take it in, is it?
But that's
What
deliveries.
a Pacific backs into, if it's a business, it'll back into a lift.
You can't do that in every business. You should see where I have to park.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to park at the end of the street.
I know, but this is
carry
where the
the shit.
infrastructure. You'd have that built into the infrastructure of every building.
That sounds fucking complicated to me, mate. A lot
That's-
easier for the bloke just to carry it around the fucking alley down
But
the
you're
side.
freeing
innit?
that bloke up to do something else.
What? What's he gonna fucking do?
Whatever he wants. That's the point. It's
Well, you-
freeing up people to be creative, to do whatever they want. Some will want to help society. Some will want to be physicists, and some people want to open up restaurants and cook food for people. They want to do it. People want to do these things. People want to be chefs. People want to produce podcasts, entertainment.
I want to be a millionaire layabout.
I don't want to have to walk up to the fucking Amazon van.
All right, we're never going to get off this, Ben.
Right.
Go something else.
Sorry.
So,
I'm very protective as us delivery drivers, okay?
I think he's good in for the role of head of the delivery drivers union.
Yeah.
Ah, we'll fight the machines. Every time I see a driverless Amazon van, I fucking burn
His
the cunt.
baseball bat.
Just trash the shit out of it.
What was the? Oh, there was actually a group of people like that in Britain during the Industrial Revolution. Off the top of my head, I can't remember what they were called. But these
in and
mills,
smash the machines.
these mills have these looms delivered, put so many people out of work, and they go in there and smash it up
the
at
loom.
night. And I can't
Evil
remember-
robots.
And I can't remember what they were called. They're a name. They're an organisation. They have it in Yorkshire, Lancashire.
yeah.
This is ringing
Yeah.
a big bell. Coincidentally, if you want to set a car on fire, you start with the number plate. So these fucking
Do you?
yeah. Think about it.
It's paint.
That
isn't
type of plastic.
it? Yeah. Hey,
Moving on.
I would have thought the gas tank, personally.
No,
rag in the gas tank?
Yeah.
No.
No, you've got to get a lock to get in nowadays, haven't you?
Well, you can just jam it open, can't you?
No, I suppose you could.
Yeah, you start with the number plate. I know that because I've never set a car on fire, but there was a spate of... It's still happening, actually, in our lovely hometown of Telford. But there was a spate to the point where they've put up a permanent sign in Hadley.
Wow.
From the fire force to be vigilant. And I remember just asking a friend, like, how the fuck do you set a car on fire in someone's drive? Like, well, what do you do? Oh, number plate. That's where you start. It goes up very quickly and easily. So that's what I would do to these driverless vans.
Right.
Anyway.
Can we move on to energy then?
No, we're going to talk about driverless vans now.
We'll get energy later in a bit. We'll get energy management. I'll just go through manufacturing.
Yeah.
The benefits here are rapid manufacturing of new products.
3D printers.
Yep. Dynamic response to product demands. So if you want something and you go in there and it's out of stock, won't be out of stock.
No.
You'll click it, they'll make one for you, send it to you.
There'll be no more out of stocks with a system that monitors everything. There'll be no out of stock, and instead of having just libraries of books, you'd have libraries of things.
Yeah.
So no, instead of you wouldn't own your own lawnmower, you go and rent it from the library.
What the fuck is wrong with
You get it
walking
delivered
to
to
your
you.
shed?
Yeah, because it's sat there for weeks doing nothing. It's a waste of resources. It's about resource management.
I mean,
Someone else would be using that lawnmower. And
so everything is shared.
And everybody would have the best lawnmower.
Because you said like Trump now, have the best lawnmower.
I
have the best lawnmower.
My lawnmower is so much bigger than your lawnmower. Huge.
In fact, it'd be a robotic lawnmower anyway, wouldn't it?
It would.
So you just program it to do it for you.
But then, how do you, if everyone's got the same amazing lawnmower, how do you look down your nose at your neighbours?
You can't anymore.
No,
Well,
it's all
that's
shared,
bollocks,
because
isn't
one
it?
week he's got it, next week you've got it, and the guy
It's
down the
an
road's got it
society,
the week
you don't
after.
need-
But that's one of life's few fucking joys, is to look down your nose at people that've got less than you, they're doing worse than you. That's the only reason I'm not swinging from a fucking rope.
But Gaz, we're at the fucking bottom, you idiot.
There's people lower than me.
Not many, tramps and winos.
And you moan at
Did you hear
me!
that? Not many.
And you moan at me for just your happiness, and you said that!
I'm saying we're on the same boat, you've said.
I've seen people in co-op with no fucking teeth. There's people worse off than me, Mike. Yeah, we're at the bottom in a general way, but we're not fucking pond life. We're at least ducks at the side of the pond.
Getting the bread scraps.
Yes!
We're not
I think
delving
you're-
algae.
I think you're optimistic.
We're not vomiting in an alleyway every
you know.
night after downing 4 cans of special brew that we've spanked, borrowed and stole to get hold of.
We're the working poor people, you got it. As soon as you wake up to that fact, you got to rise up and smash the
But there's
system.
a class below us, Mike. The
Yes,
people that don't
there's
work.
an
How dare
underclass.
you?
Oh, you always say this because he doesn't work.
I've got 1 foot in the work, 1 foot out.
I've got things going on. He's trying to make you feel bad because you're higher than him, Gaz.
Yeah.
Point out your wealth to him.
I admit, I am pond scum in this system, so that's why I want to change it.
I had scampi and chips today in a posh pub, paid for by my in-laws. That's not scum. There's people out there on this street that know what fucking scampi and chips is. Well, they know what chips is.
The no chips are, yeah.
Fuck. That was amazing. I want a better lawnmower than my neighbour is my point. If I can. But, okay.
Okay.
I agree this sounds awesome. It really does. But how the fuck does this, how do you start to initiate this?
Right,
There's
energy.
so much
Energy's a big one.
Yeah.
Right.
What have we relied on for energy for the past 200 years?
Fossil
It
fuels.
Fossil
magically
fuels.
comes out the wall.
Fossil fuels.
Yeah.
So
Magic.
So
a bunch of wizards casting spells.
can you go and dig up fossil fuels, burn it, and use it as fuel?
Nope.
No.
Fuck
That's
that,
why you need big industry to get it in big amounts
Yeah.
and to sell it, and that's where you get corruption and everything, yeah?
And then I go to the pump and that's where I get it
That's
from.
it.
And it's magic.
Now, solar energy, wind, yeah, you don't need to pay any costs once you've got them. You don't have to keep digging stuff out of the ground. It's
Yeah.
the sun doesn't, you know,
Well, not yet. One day it will.
the sun. Well,
You ain't gonna worry about it for like 40 billion years.
I think it's 4 billion.
Well, whatever.
But,
Either way, sorry, science boy. Either way, I haven't got to worry about it, so
No.
it's all right.
Well, not unless we're robots by that point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at
your
that point,
personality still
we'll-
lives on for your robotic
Yeah,
avatar.
if we've got to that point, we'll have fucking space travel
yeah.
and we'll just move to another planet.
Yeah.
We'll have an imperium of man spread
Your
across the
parents
stars.
own their own house, Gaz.
Yes.
Have they got solar panels?
No.
No, your dad has. My parents have.
Yeah,
Now they're
I actually own that house now, so it's mine technically.
so once they pay for the solar panels, Gaz,
Yeah.
they're making money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're producing energy
That you sell back.
that you sell back.
Yeah.
Parents sell back. Now imagine houses like this one, Great Britain's first affordable energy positive house. The Salsa house sucks in enough solar energy that it can return excess energy to the grid 8 months out of the year.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah,
Now,
there's one
obviously-
here in Norway, I think it was, that powers not only its own house, 2 electric cars, but also the house next door.
Wow.
Now I realise this is also. I mean, I'm not a
Yeah.
moron. I realise all of this
So
is
energy
awesome,
is free.
But then what do you do though? Then who's going to pay to reconvert? How many homes are in the UK?
Well, that's
What you got to
That's
do
what
is
the government
basically,
can-
as you build new homes,
Mm.
people move out of older ones. They are
Yeah.
in turn eventually knocked down
Or adapted.
or
Well,
adapted.
We're
Yeah.
talking hundreds of years though.
No.
We're talking 2 generations. I
2
think.
generations,
Yeah.
that guy
Yeah.
said.
How
my
long is
house
a
was-
generation? 30.
The thing is, though, think of it. My house was built in 1933.
Right.
Now, in that time, it's had flooring put in, better flooring. It has a cavity underneath.
I bet
It's
got
had
insulation.
It's had better electrics put in. It's had insulation put in. It's had double
Yeah.
glazing put in. They've got solar panels on the roof that heat the hot water. So
So when your job
so
goes,
that's 2
Gaz,
generations.
they'll hire you to go in and fit all these new sensors and bring everything up to the...
But will my van drive itself to the house and unload all the materials itself,
Yes.
or will
Yeah.
I have some autonomy over whether I can carry that piece of wood? Like, or are you going to make the decision for me, magic?
But you
computer van?
but you won't be undermanned
May I
because
use this hammer van? No. This hammer has not been authorised for usage by you.
you have not fulfilled the requirement training sheet for this hammer.
It
Exactly.
becomes like Thor's hammer and you can't pick it up.
You're not worthy.
Mike, that was a superhero reference.
Hey!
Oh wow!
Yeah. I've seen the Thor film.
So I don't want it to
First
sound
two.
like I'm arguing it because obviously I'm intelligent enough to understand how, in theory, all of this sounds amazing. But all my brain keeps going to like the reality of house by house, converting them, and then I suppose you just hit the nail on the head there. Well, that's where your jobs come from.
Mhm. The government could just employ people to do that.
But we're still relying on them government fuckers.
Yeah, but the government should be used for good. I mean, all it is a facilitator to get what we want done.
Government should be afraid of their people, guys.
Yeah.
Well, they're not, are they?
Remember what V said?
Well, yeah, remember
Yeah.
when you guys went on the fucking Million Man March or whatever the fuck it was, do you know what I mean? Oh no,
Yeah.
you didn't go on that, but
Now, if
you remember it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still went.
No, but things are changing. I mean, you look at the Tory party, yeah? Who makes the decisions in the Tory party?
Well, they're fucking lizard
The major
overlords.
donors,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they draw up the...
Corruption.
Corporate
Russians.
sponsors.
Yeah.
The Russians.
And the Labour Party, under Corbyn, is now democratised.
Yeah.
So that means that the members choose the policies, not the people at the top.
That's true.
So once that's changed, you can facilitate what you want. Because the people actually have a say. Because in the system we have, we don't have a say.
No, we don't.
Companies and the wealthy control the government and are making us live in this fucking shit system that doesn't work for 90% of the people.
So this third industrial revolution will be, let's say, A, the manufacture of all these goods that are going to convert your home into an energy creating home. Then B, the delivery, installation, upkeep of these
That's
things.
where your jobs are coming from.
Right.
To begin with, for 2 generations.
Now I'm
So
starting
you
to understand.
and the kids, and
Mm.
maybe their kids, will have a job because they'll be the ones knocking these houses up, wiring them in,
Right.
converting everything we've got now to reusable energy. And I suppose if you think about it, all you've got to really do is cover every single fucking house in the UK with a solar panel and have like the storage units on that street.
Well, I'll
And
tell you
all
this-
through the day they're sucking up that power, they're powering themselves, and at night the batteries that are buried underground.
if we did it as a world
You know?
thing, yeah, the whole of the Sahara Desert, if you covered that in solar panels, it would power the world.
I think that Mike's advocating the use of one world government, Gaz. He's
Yeah.
a reptilian
New world
shill.
order.
The world order.
Reptilian shill.
Could we order a piss break?
Yep.
We can, yeah.
Or do I have to ask the machine?
No.
Right, so we are back. So, as Mike has touched on, energy management is a big thing with this. Even at a simple level, turning your heating up and down with an app on your phone. Right? It's pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
But on metropolitan scale deployments, I mean, there's a city being built in South Korea called Songdo. And it's going to be the first smart city. 70% of the business district will be completed by June 2018, so it's done. Literally.
Wow.
Yeah. And as much of the city is planned to be wired and automated with little or no human intervention.
There we go. It's been done now, guys. Look at that.
Well, good. Give me a job.
But at our basic level, right, so what we've got coming in now, your Alexas, your, what's the other one, what's the Amazon Echo.
Smart meters.
Smart meters, Siri on the iPhone. If my iPhone wasn't on airplane mode, I could turn and go, hey Siri, and go, hello.
Yeah.
That's, I always find
Smart
that.
watches.
Smart watches. There is that thing, they are literally just gathering data. Honest.
There is the dark side, of course.
This is the dark side. Guys, you got an article on this, the conspiracies about it.
I'm just having
Having a what?
sorry, I was just scrolling through it to see that very article. To see what's useful.
Yeah, so data control, for a start. They're gathering a lot of data. We know the governments and corporations can't be trusted with data mining. What about security? What about hacking? What about cyber
encryption,
attacks?
you'd have to have encryption.
But what if someone gets the keys? I mean,
well, someone could still break into your house. The
We
same
know
thing.
from a few weeks
yeah, but
ago.
you're not talking about breaking into someone's house. You're saying bringing down society in a night if someone gets the keys into the encryption.
Well, if everything's encrypted at each end of every, it's going to be very unlikely that you're going to get a mass encryption of everything.
It could still happen. Someone could get into it and do enough damage to cripple your country overnight.
Well, I don't know. I'm not a cybernetics engineer, so or computer whiz. So
I would still guarantee, given enough time, someone who really knows what they're doing, state sponsored possibly.
Well, we have encryption in WhatsApp now.
And that's been. I'm sure that's been.
I've never had
hacked a couple
anything.
of times. I don't know. Vehicle computer systems. They're internet connected, leaves are open to be exploited. Brakes, engines, locks, hoods, and the trunk have been proven to be vulnerable in modern day. We've got now, they've been proven to be vulnerable. I mean, you don't want someone hacking into your car, your automatic car, and dismantling your brakes.
They reckon the CIA can do that, don't
Well,
they?
that journalist they think was killed that way, and it has to. We discussed this on a previous episode, the Boston Brakes technique of assassination.
Yeah.
Done digitally.
Was that your beloved
electronically.
Princess Diana?
Yes, it was on that. The People's Princess band.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think that's. I have no doubt in my mind that the CIA have used that. Why wouldn't you can hack anything? If a fucking teenager in South London with autism can hack into the NASA fucking system, then the CIA.
I think Gary McKinnon was a teenager.
I was making a
Caricature.
Yeah, a fictional. But it's happened, you know what I mean? Some teenager can hack NASA, well the CIA with a concerted effort can definitely hack your fucking car, your internet activated, fucking digitally operated.
Yeah, they can hack into your bank account now, they can, you know what I mean?
Turn your brakes off, man. Or make it take a hard left turn at 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, exactly. And that, that's an issue. Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Bugs, viruses, I mean, computers go wrong.
Westworld. Bugs in the code. You update stuff regularly. There's bugs in it. Stuff that can be exploited.
Well, of course, there's dangers, but there's dangers of everything. There's dangers in exploration. Dangers going to the moon.
Let's say you're driving your internet connected car, right? And your window screen.
Well, I'm not driving. It's driving me.
Well, okay, but it's got the option. You're in control at this point, and your window screen, because it's got a virus, suddenly starts turning into porno pop-ups. Your entire window screen.
Not a bad thing.
And you can't see, and you lose control.
Well, that's a silly option, isn't it?
But it's got a virus.
Well, maybe the...
Yeah, but it doesn't matter whether I'm driving.
It's got a virus, that's why the porn pop-ups are coming up.
Yeah, but is it still driving itself?
No, you're driving it because it has both options.
Oh, right.
But the virus, your screen gets taken over, you lose some... Maybe you've still got acceleration, but no steering. Maybe you've got steering, but no brakes. I just...
Yeah.
I don't know. Do I smoke too much? Am I negative Nelly? I don't know. I want some autonomy. Am I using that word right? Autonomy. I'm on my fourth beer now, listener, so...
In 2008, there were more devices connected to the internet than human beings.
I've got that stat here.
And by 2020, 50 billion internet-connected devices.
Oh, I got 25 billion. But,
It's going to happen anyway, isn't it?
but at the end of this year,
That's the trend, isn't it? Everything is...
there's already 4.9 billion connected things as we speak.
Oof.
And General Electric estimates that the Internet of Things will add 20 trillion to the global domestic product in the next 20 years.
Well,
That's where the revolution comes in.
well,
Yeah.
we want to get away from the measurement of GDP.
Yeah, well,
because
that's
it doesn't... It, you know...
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a question for you.
If a
Mike.
load of
What if all
billionaires, if a load
Sorry.
of Russian oligarchs buy property in London, yeah, push up the GDP,
Yeah.
how does that influence how our lives are getting better? Well, it
No, it doesn't.
Because I was going to say to you, what if all this wonderful stuff comes in and is implemented, but we're still operating under the same economic system? Capitalism.
Well, Jamie Rifkin in the video, he says that it's going to be running parallel.
Okay.
So more and more things will just naturally just go over to the Internet of Things over time.
Right.
So
And so the change has to happen
Yeah,
because
just-
the technology is progressing.
yeah, and it's just the way it's naturally
But
going.
how does that... I'm sorry if I'm being really
Go
thick
on.
here. How does that... It's still economics though, isn't it? You're one of these companies producing the smart thermostat or the smart garage door or whatever.
Yeah, but everybody
You're still
becomes
operating
producers.
on buying and selling.
Everybody
aren't you?
becomes producers. They're selling their electricity on the grid.
When you start 3D printing stuff.
Yeah, we start 3D printing.
When
stuff.
you're a Sparky on the job, you know, I need this part, and you got the 3D printer, tap in the code from the catalogue, and it just in 2 hours the part's there.
Yeah.
I mean, the RAF are using 3D printing for parts now.
I get that
Literally, they're in Dubai or wherever they're flying from. Oh yeah, we need this part 3D printed up.
Yeah.
2 hours.
But
Off you trot.
isn't that still basic capitalism of buying and selling?
It is, but the thing is, as the technology becomes more accessible and more available and simpler and cheaper to
Cheaper.
make,
You get
they're not actually going to make a lot of profit on it.
What's
Anyway,
your
Ollie,
motivation?
what was it, the phrase you said earlier?
zero marginal costs.
But
Zero
what's your
marginal
motivation to provide any kind of product or service?
Well,
It
because
has
you want
to be
to.
gain money, doesn't it?
Well, that's the system we live in now, isn't it?
The monetary system pretty much has to dissolve, doesn't it? In a way.
Eventually, I think it will.
But let's say over 2 generations, which this
Yeah.
would take.
Right. Okay. Because that's what I'm struggling with, is seeing this change.
Yeah,
Because
it'll be gradual. It ain't going to just happen.
it's not.
You'll see it
It's
naturally.
not
You
going
haven't
to change
noticed-
people's
You
moralism.
haven't noticed the solar panels and the whole energy transformation of the system, have you?
Oh, I see them. I noticed them in my eyes.
They're still
but
going to have a novelty
Yeah,
though,
but-
aren't they, as you
yeah.
drive along? I mean, even my dad's got
Well, I
them.
see
and they're
solar
like,
farms.
solar
I've
panels on
mentioned
it.
this on the
There you
pod
go,
before. I
solar
see
farms.
solar farms are much more. I do a lot of delivering in South and North Wales, so I drive through the countryside a lot. For the international listener, that's very rural areas, and solar farms is something. I've been doing this job 10 years. Solar farms is definitely something.
There you
that
go, you're
is-
seeing it yourself
is
then.
new that I've seen appear. Farmers using their land for the solar
How
panels.
much do you pay on gas and electricity a
Right.
month?
Leona deals with all that. But my point is,
Well, whatever it is, you won't have to pay it when you've got solar panels on your roof producing more than you need.
my
In fact,
point,
you can make money, perhaps by selling it to somebody else or selling it onto the grid.
but it's still all based on, in this utopian future where everything's smart metered and we've all got jobs because we're manufacturing smart drones and security robots that will kill us. It's still, like, what's your motivation as a company? Like, moralism isn't going to change it. People are, my big giant tech corporation, because of the Internet of Things, I'm now going to stop trying to make as much money as possible, and I'm going to become
They
a
can't
fucking
make money, Gaz.
humanitarian.
Why would you go and buy fossil fuels that cost 40 quid a month when
But I
you can
still
get
have
it
to
for
buy
nothing?
that thermostat though, don't I? Or the smart
Or
garage
whatever.
door.
It's
Or,
going to be very. It's not going to
But
be.
still-
Eventually, you're going to 3D print it.
Yeah. So it's just
no,
natural.
the 3D printer, who's selling me the
Do you
3D
buy,
Thing is,
printer?
it's-
Gaz, when was
it's-
the last
it's
time you
driven.
bought a CD? When was the last time you bought a CD?
Within the last 6 months, but it was only a very specific CD I wanted. So, but yeah, but,
Yeah,
but apart
nobody
from that, I
buys
haven't bought
CDs.
them.
Where's Blockbuster gone? Nobody goes and rents videos.
Yeah,
It's
but
a
we
natural
still put.
progression.
Yeah, no, wait, okay, but my counter to that would be
Mhm.
yeah, Blockbuster shut down because nobody rents VHS
Everyone's got
tapes anymore.
Netflix.
Exactly, but it's not free, is it?
No, but you'll have
Well,
universal
no.
basic income, won't you? So you can pay it.
But my point, yeah, I get that, but the point I'm trying to make is the people providing goods.
It's
are
a
not
lot cheaper.
providing the amount of
Netflix is a lot
goods that they-
cheaper than Blockbusters.
Yeah, but you're still paying for films.
If you wanted 4 films, that would cost you
Yeah, but
easily
you're still
more than...
paying money
I pay
for
£10 a
films.
month.
Yeah.
And that's for the Ultra HD special box.
It was a blockbuster every week. It cost you a lot more, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cheaper, but you're still paying for films. Netflix is still making money hand over
Well, yeah,
fist.
there's some people that don't pay for films.
Yeah, but they also
Pirate Bay.
They also
Yeah,
make
they're
films
breaking
as
the
well.
law.
Remember?
Your 3D printer that you're saying is going to be in every home.
Yeah.
I won't have to buy the products. I'll 3D print it.
Yeah, break a plate,
Who
replace it.
manufactures, maintains, and supplies the 3D printer?
Well, the government could put one in every home.
So corporation, big business, all just going to disappear.
No, it's going to be generational.
It's going to be.
But it will basically be the technology will advance so rapidly, this change will come, because all of a sudden, 3D printers become incredibly affordable.
Yeah.
So everyone starts 3D printing stuff. They're
Affordable, not free.
Gas,
no,
we're
but
part
to the
of
point where maybe it's so affordable, the government
Yeah.
can put one in everyone's home. But at that point, then once that expenditure has happened, the corporation's got money to be made. Then, isn't
what's
it?
the
Yeah,
point
so
of
they'll die out.
It's gonna die out.
Why would you go and buy something for 20 quid when you can print it for?
What's the point of the company
for pennies?
manufacturing those
But
printers
once,
though, then? if
yeah,
they're
but
not
once
making
that
any
is
money?
once that is done, and everyone can print whatever they want to a point.
And
Because
we're
that's
all
capitalism.
equal.
Capitalism means you have to make profit. So they will sell these 3D printers, even knowing that it'll wipe them out, because capitalism doesn't think like that. Doesn't think properly.
So even for 2 generations after let's say the change comes,
I don't
it's
think I get it.
2.5, 3 generations. Probably for another 4 or 5 generations, you're probably still going to have a group of super rich, because they'll still have that money, or will that be distributed?
Well, you can distribute it with taxes.
Well, we're going to have a
How the
revolution and kill the rich, Mike.
How the fuck do you start a 3D printer manufacturing company without any fucking capital?
Yeah, well, there will be capital, because at this
Where'd
point,
you get it from?
well,
So how's it
it-
so
distributed?
when this starts,
Can I
there'll
say
still be
that?
capitalism.
This doesn't
Yeah,
make sense
and
to me.
Labour want to put in a national bank, yeah, where people can go and get these loans on normal people can start businesses
It's a loan. You're going
Yeah.
to give it back.
on like about 1% interest.
But you still, my point, this is what I'm trying to get to is,
Because it ain't just going to flip overnight. You got to, first comes the universal basic income, then the universal basic services, okay, and then the corporations will die out because you won't want to go and buy it. You can just rent it.
So you
Or
could
print
rent
it.
a 3D printer, or print a 3D printer. I see, because what you got to look at is it's a gradual change. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in 5 years.
It's going to take 50
It's
years.
going to be 50 years. It could be longer. But basically, as people get 3D printers into their homes, the need to buy things goes out the window. Gradually declines. The only thing you'll be getting, really, the only thing you'll have to go out and physically get will be like food.
Well,
but
even
the
that.
printer
even that.
needs materials to print from.
It does.
Yeah, it
Where'd
does.
you get them
You get them
from?
delivered, don't you?
But who's,
But
who's
you're getting
manufacturing it? Who's making? What's the point in the person delivering it? What are they getting from it?
Well, they'll be able to make a bit of money. They'll still be money.
So there's still money to. This is my point.
yeah, but when they transition,
Someone's making money, so I don't want to be fucking Joe fucking who's got the same as everybody else. I want to be the guy making the fucking printer. More.
Since you're a child of the 80s, like it's all about capitalism.
well, you'll be able
Loads
to.
of money.
You'll be able to because it'll be zero marginal cost. Once you've bought the printer, you've only got to keep maintenance up and have the.
What does zero marginal cost mean?
Right, it means that basically once you've bought the product, the infrastructure, whatever you want to say, a 3D printer, yeah, you're going to print its own parts and everything. Do you know what I mean? So there's no cost, there's no extra cost.
And I'm supplying my own electricity from my
Solar panels and stores,
Who
batteries.
did I buy the panels off?
So at the moment, you buy a car, you got to pay for insurance, you got to keep, you got to pay for MOTs, you got to pay for petrol. Yeah. So there's a lot of costs.
It's a black hole for money.
Yeah. But zero marginal cost car, solar powered. You wouldn't have to put any fuel in it. Very little maintenance.
Only wear and tear would be
Yeah.
mechanical
But it's still
tyres,
wear and
things
tear.
like
Yeah,
that.
but it'd be near zero marginal cost then. It won't be absolute zero.
Well,
But
it's not going to be a magical car, is it? It's still got mechanical parts that.
yeah.
Naturally
And then when you need to replace it, you go to your
great.
3D printer, print it off of virtually nothing.
What if I can't afford the material that you 3D print from? Oh, because I've got universal.
No,
There you
it'll
go.
be given to you. Your car has expired. Here's a new one.
There you go. It'll be recycled into another one.
Yeah.
This sounds like a bunch of fucking.
It's
hippies
Bill and
sat
Ted,
around a
man.
fire
This is
fucking
the
smoking
Bill.
It's very
It's the
hippie
Bill and
way.
Ted utopia.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
I just
Star
don't
Trek.
see how we
Star
get
Trek.
from this to... I love the idea. If I could wake up tomorrow in this utopia, great.
It's like Star Trek,
But
guys.
the transition
Yeah,
period is going to
they
be
have the same thing, Star
painful
Trek.
as fuck. Sorry, what?
Star Trek have it.
Have what?
A
The
resource-based economy.
Right.
Because there's in a few episodes that talk about it, and Picard's like, yeah, you know, we've freed up our time to pursue other things other than work and things like that.
Right.
He says, and
Oh, by the way, Picard coming
He's
back.
coming back. I'm
Coming
down
back.
for that.
hey,
Superior Captain.
Superior Captain's back,
Superior
man.
Captain's back.
Put it there, man.
That was
And
the lamest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I was surprised you for the high
High
five.
Because
five.
we're Picard fans, man. That's how lame we are.
I
I was actually a little bit embarrassed when he put his hand up.
You couldn't let him hang because he's
No, I
your
couldn't
bully.
let him hang.
See?
He's my boy.
I did it ironically.
But yeah, but I couldn't leave you hanging. Can we do a fist bump next time at least? There we go.
That's worse.
No, it's not.
Come on, we're three. I was about to say middle class. Why we're not? I wish I was middle class. I dream of the middle class. That's why I go to co-op. I don't want it to sound like I'm shitting on this as like a oh, I think this is all bollocks. I do logically sort of understand now and how this would be amazing. But what I can't get my head around is the transition.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but you've got to look at it as it's a multi-generational thing. It might not even be your kids. It might be their kids.
Yeah.
It might be their kids
When they finally
when
live
they
in this-
finally get to this point. It's not gonna. We're all 35, 36, yeah. When we're 70, 75, this might start appearing more.
Okay.
Well, look at history.
But
First
look,
of all,
look at how
first of all, you had
fast-
horse and cart, yeah?
All right,
And
okay,
horse
go
and
on.
cart. Then you had the railway, yeah?
Yeah.
Then you had cars. Then you had planes. Yeah? Then you had jet engines. Now you've got supersonic jets, Concorde, you know?
Yeah.
And you got...
Space travel.
Yeah, you got the maglev trains now.
Yeah.
Oh, in Japan then. Fucking
But think how quick we've come from the jet engine to go into the moon. It was
Yeah.
literally 20 years.
Oh, mate, we've talked about this. But look at the change in technology in our lifetimes.
Yeah.
You know,
So you just got to extrapolate a little bit and just think...
I used to get a physical cartridge that had a
Yeah.
loaded chip, you know. and
You know, yellow
clunk it.
save chip in it.
Yeah,
you
and I had a certain amount of memory and clunk that into my games machine.
Yeah.
Ka-dunk, and play that one game. I now download games from space
Yeah.
to the device that sits in my pocket all the time.
I remember the old days when you didn't have them save things. You had to have the passwords. That they
Oh
give
yeah,
you.
remember I used to have
Yeah,
a little
I
notebook
had a notebook
where
as
you
well.
wrote it in the
Cheats
back of the
and
instruction
passwords.
book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a specialised notebook for cheats and passwords.
On the subject.
Cannon fodder had so many cheats. That was a
Yeah.
fucking awesome game.
On the subject of phones, to take it to the Internet of Things, TOS.
iOS.
Oh
Internet
yeah,
of Things.
all right. That's
IoT,
that's
sorry.
my handwriting.
IoT.
That's my handwriting.
I got it on myself, don't worry.
Okay. So we said earlier, things plus the ability to sense, communicate, and control. Let's just look at our phone. For example, your phone knows where you are
Yep.
in relation to the rest of the world.
I used that yesterday. Went to the beach. Went to Blackrock Sands. You know, to get there. Google Maps got me there.
Of course, it did. Your phone
Quite
knows.
comfortably.
It knows which direction you're facing. It knows how much light is in the room. It knows which way up you're holding it. It knows what you're saying to it. It has an eye with which to see and assess its surroundings and the ability to communicate wirelessly without your input. That's just your phone.
Yep.
But it does a lot of cool stuff, doesn't it?
It
But
does.
if we want to look at the negative, to touch on that, so your phone does all that stuff. So
Yeah.
the negative sort of side of what people.
Let's say that, yeah.
So we've heard the utopia, which I just want to reiterate does sound awesome to me, and I wish I could wake up tomorrow and live
And
in
me.
that. You know.
Yeah. We have to wear long dead, gentlemen. That's the
Yes,
problem.
it's not a happy ending for us. This
No.
this subject, is it? We're still fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like we said earlier, Ben got 50 billion. This article says 25, but I guess they've got no way of accurately knowing really. Let's say 50 billion connected internet things by 2020. And while it seems most, I'm quoting the article now, which is from informationage.com. Whilst it seems the majority are embracing the IoT, some have growing concerns over what it means for privacy and security. Conspiracy theorists are lining up to prove that the IoT isn't the wonder that it is made out to be. Remember the Samsung TV incident where reporters claimed that the smart TVs were listening to your conversations at home? Do you remember when a series of videos was posted on YouTube and Facebook claiming that the stickers affixed to mobile phone batteries were transmitters used for data collection or spying? Or when privacy activists claimed that the smart meters were the ultimate spying tool, taking note of the TV shows we watch, appliances we use and music we listen to? This is all accurate and something business should be concerned about, or has it all been exaggerated? So basically, I didn't know about this, but excuse me. Apparently, Samsung hit the headlines when its smart TVs were accused of being a little too smart for their own good. The device's privacy policy suggested that users should not discuss any sensitive topics whilst the television was plugged in, as the information could be transmitted to a third party.
Fucking hell!
Of course, this generated concerns, as users felt their right to privacy was being encroached upon. However, the concerns were confidently dismissed, and Samsung assured their users that fears were unfounded. Samsung argued that the smart TVs weren't always listening, and that they were on standby mode until activated by a pre-programmed phase. So logically speaking, how does the smart TV know that it has heard a pre-programmed phase? Well, the microphone must be on, so the ambient sounds and pre-programmed phases can be compared.
What if the phrase was, "How was your day, dear"?
Well,
How was your day?
if it can listen for one specific phrase, I guess the point is it can listen for all
That's what
phrases.
he's saying, yeah.
The real issue here is whether or not the data can be transmitted at the wrong time to the wrong people. What if there were a simple bug that kept the microphone from shutting off once it's turned on? Additionally, some information like IP addresses and other stored data may be transmitted as well. According to Samsung, its speech recognition technology can also recognize regional dialects and accents, among other things, in order to enhance the user experience. To achieve this, smart television makers often employ third-party applications and servers to process the data received. Though this is encrypted during transmission and not retained for sale, or at least according to the company's privacy policy. So the actual question is, can we trust that the encryption is done correctly and nobody has stolen the keys? Can we trust that the third parties doing natural language processing haven't been compromised?
Oh, we can't, can we?
So that's
But
the
now,
first of the
I've
three.
got a rebuttal to that.
Okay.
If in a smart home, it was able to monitor all the data coming in and out of your home, it will be able to identify the leaks, wouldn't it?
But what if the company that runs that
Is like it says,
is taking a
compromised
bit of a
itself.
bung from the state?
Because this is all
That's
working
what
on
we're
trust again, isn't it? We're trusting them to provide something that isn't.
Trust is
Yeah,
secure,
trying
but what
to-
if there's a bug in it that the state can listen to you?
Well, it's quite
Let's
possible,
face it,
isn't
would
it?
make their anti-terrorism
Of course.
marching
We had
fantastic.
a real world example of it the other week. For the listener, if you're a regular listener, you'll know a few weeks back I was either driving or something and I bought non-alcoholic Budweiser for the first time in my life. I don't drink alcoholic Budweiser, right? So I don't talk about
What's wrong with
Budweiser.
Budweiser?
Well, it's just not the beer that I buy ever. So I bought those non-alcoholic ones. We sat here and the three of us discussed it. And the very next fucking day on Facebook, I was presented with a survey provided by Budweiser asking me about my opinions on fucking Budweiser.
Wow.
Either massive coincidence or just obvious the fact that
it is a danger, obviously.
But
it's always listening.
I've been doing the experiment that we said we were going to do a while back. I have been speaking about the Dalai Lama's book, The Path to Happiness. I haven't had it pop up yet.
Well, maybe there's not much commercial value in trying to sell you a book that sells 3 copies a week or something. This probably sells way more.
I've got one on my bookshelf.
Hey!
But yeah, I haven't had that yet, and I have been speaking about it. I'm on night, so at least once every other week, or when everyone's going to bed, I'm like,
It can't
I say to my, I literally go,
talking, Ben.
I should buy that book, shouldn't I? The Dalai Lama Path to Happiness. I should buy that. I've been saying that to my phone when I've been on a bit. I haven't had the ad yet. But,
Well, there's a lot of anecdotal evidence.
but maybe
out
that
there.
just really doesn't fit in with my book buying profile.
Or maybe it's only massive. Whoever publishes that book hasn't got the sway to have it set as a key
There
phrase.
you go.
Budweiser is a global corporation
Well, there is that, yeah.
that has
but,
the money to
but-
pay
but I
Facebook
thought,
to program Budweiser as one of these phrases. If the
Yeah,
television
true.
knows, or my phone, apparently I can set this up to do voice commands, can't I? It's a
Probably,
brand new S9. It does all that, but I don't like that.
Having a brand new
Well,
S9.
that's not me. That wasn't a humble brag. My point is, it can do anything that a phone can do later. And I'm sure you could say, hey, it's Alexa on Siri on an
iPhone.
Apple. There's an equivalent on this, S-Voice I think it's called, but it's not set up. So if it's programmed to understand, hey, S-Voice, how do I get to the nearest McDonald's? Then it's also programmed for me to say, hey, Ben and Mike, I bought these non-alcoholic Budweisers this week.
Yeah.
And straight away, my phone, it's a keyword, it's a phrase, sell this motherfucker Budweiser.
People aren't really selling the Dalai Lama.
Yeah, that's
No, I suppose not in this time.
the publishing house.
You know, I bought
owns
that in
book.
charity shop for 20p, and I thought,
There you go.
the art of happiness for 20p.
Bargain of the century!
Yeah.
Oh man, go back to The Simpsons. That reminds me of that telemarketing scam episode of Homer had where he was like, hey, this is Happy Dude. If you want to be happy, send me $1 to this address.
So I tell you the problem with it though. The art of, in the book, basically, because it's Buddhism, it's get rid of all your possessions.
Yeah, that's essentially what it's saying. Is
Do you have
let
to give
go
them
of
to
all
him?
material
Yeah.
fucking.
Do you have to give your possessions to him though?
So does that
Doesn't
mean the
work.
book as well, or do you
Yeah.
just keep them all?
Oh yeah.
Bit of a dilemma.
Yeah. Do you have to go and personally give your book to him?
That's yeah.
So what about when you're in Jedi Knight? That's effectively Buddhism.
Well, no, it's not. It's
Buddhism with a
Jediism.
laser
Yeah, but you're going to
sword.
give your possessions up.
Do you?
Yeah,
It doesn't say that in
Jedi's.
the code, mate.
Not your robes.
You get a robe, yeah, lightsaber. You get whatever equipment they issue you with,
Well,
and
that's
off
the
you
film,
try.
isn't it?
Which is canon.
But it is very simple.
Which is canon. it's not your little cult you've done on the
Well,
internet.
to be
The
fair-
films are canon.
To be fair, it is very similar to Buddhism, and it probably would say somewhere that materialism is bad.
That's
I
a
love
book.
stuff. I loads of stuff. I love
Yeah,
it.
but it brings
too
you
much stuff.
It brings you despair and.
No, Mike. When I look,
He's got a 3-foot tall Hulk
I was
Hogan.
literally just about to say.
How can that bring anyone to
I have
despair?
a 3 foot, maybe more. It's a very large. You know, I've got many Hulk Hogans, most of them very small. But every fucking time I see that Hulk Hogan, it brings me a
Now
little
imagine that.
pang of happiness.
Imagine that Hulk Hogan statue in a public place. Other people could enjoy it, and you could be rewarded by seeing their happiness at seeing Hulk Hogan. Wouldn't that be better?
My fucking toy, Mike. Everyone else, if they want it, they can get a job, they can pull themselves up by the bootstraps and save up for a Hulk Hogan fucking thing like I did.
How much did that cost?
It was going cheap because it was right after the racism scandal. So there
You
was a
cashed
lot of-
in, man. You cashed in.
There was a lot of Hulk Hogan.
Only the
merchandise
diehard fans
going cheap.
remain.
Yeah, well, you would find it in weird
I
places.
love that there's a Reddit board of like ultra Hulk Hogan fans. He's been against racism. Buy all you can.
You know, you would go into like a B&M bargains and find like, oh, they've got an awful lot of Hulk Hogan merchandise here. It's like WWE. It's like, we got warehouses of this shit and we need to dump it quick. But now they've accepted him back into the Hall of Fame. They're currently, as we speak, probably printing off.
Is he no longer a racist now then?
No, he's paid for his sins. But look, I don't hold it against him because he didn't call me the N-word. And second of all,
Well, that's okay then.
yeah, of course it is. And second of all, why was everyone so shocked about it? He's a 60-year-old white American male with a lot of money. Of course he's a bit racist.
He does call everyone brother.
Yeah.
And I mean, and
I
that is a
forgive
thing.
him.
I think
But
Gaz is right with
also-
the generational thing. I mean,
Yeah, but also he's wrestled with a lot. He's wrestled with black guys in the ring, many a black guy, and they've all said he was never
We
never
all
racist at all. He was just like he was
things
a
in
nice.
private.
Yeah, of course.
We would never want because we say it in human. He wasn't
Yeah.
being humorous. He was being nasty. I heard the tape. You know, but I think you pay for your sins. I think.
it's like Ron Atkinson. Remember?
Yeah, look, he's all right now. I
Big
remember what he said. I was thinking about it the other day because I saw his autobiography in a charity shop.
Did you buy it?
No,
Was it next to the Art of Happiness?
Big Ron, and I remembered what he said. He's just a lazy. I remember what he said. Yeah, but he's all right. He's back on telly now, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah, well, he's back in the fold,
is
isn't he?
I mean,
I'm sure during the World Cup.
He's never been back.
Talk Sport at least.
maybe
Or maybe
Talksport, yeah.
No, it wasn't him. I tell you what I'm thinking of.
Well, this is from a broad Talksport is a talk radio show with sport.
Yes.
In the
Glenn
channel
Hoddle.
even. Glenn Hoddle, yes, Glenn Hoddle. He's back on
He's
TV,
back
yeah.
on ITV.
Yeah.
Because he said that all disabled people are paying the price of their past lives.
Yeah.
And that was when he was England manager.
Yeah, and I saw an interview when that scandal, and he actually tried to defend it.
He did, yeah, I remember
And it's
that.
like, no, Glenn.
There's things you say in public, and think you have a right to think whatever the fuck you want. You just don't. You got to have some understanding that freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of consequence. You can say what you want, but deal with the consequences.
Oh, just imagine we had a great World Cup in '98. Imagine what would have happened on the Euros the year after if Otto was in charge.
Because he was alright, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Keegan instead.
Yeah.
I'd love it if we beat them.
Keegan.
Do you know, it must confuse some of our listeners who are completely non-sporty, love their conspiracy and their geek stuff, and we throw in these 90s Premier League references every now and then.
Big Ron.
What are they on about? We just lost them the last 5 minutes. Sorry, Google Big Ron.
Ron Atkinson. Or Big Ron.
And I love the way he used to defend, when he was accused of racism. He used to say, like, I don't know which team it was he was managing, possibly Man United, when he brought in the 3 black players.
Oh,
And he called them the 3 Degrees, right? Which is the name of an all-black singing group. And he used that as a defence. Like, I love black. I was one of the first managers to bring in black players. Yeah, but you called them the 3 fucking Degrees. You named them after a fucking all-black singing group. Run! Come on!
But in his defence, what if he thought it was the 3 degrees of success?
Oh, fuck off.
You know, he's a simple northern bloke, Ron Atkinson. He's, you know, although
think
he put
I know
it he
you're
was a
that
massive
now.
racist in all fairness.
Cyril Regis was one of them, wasn't he? And was he?
Was he West Brom?
It's
West
very
Brom,
early.
No,
in
he was
his
at West
career.
Brom when he did that.
Yeah,
Very early in his career.
Did he manage United?
He did.
He
Did
did.
he?
Yeah.
He did
I'm
before
afraid to
Fergie, I
say,
think.
boys, I need another week.
Well, obviously before Fergie.
Yeah. So can we very quickly
Before
wrap
a
this
week.
up and we'll get on to
Yeah.
the last bit, a little bit of
I think we're done.
some
yeah.
weird shit. So yeah, I think we've established that we all think it's absolutely fucking wonderful in theory,
Yeah.
despite a few possibly we just can't.
Does
We're
everything-
so brainwashed in the system we can't quite get there mentally to how
Can't
it's going
mentally
to work.
conceive of it, to be honest.
But that's
with you.
because we've grown up in the
Potentially.
system, and the system will be changing as we get very old, because out of necessity, because of technological advances.
Yeah.
So
But it does have its inherent dangers.
it does have its inherent dangers, but on the whole, for the species, for
It's gotta be
us,
better.
Yeah.
it's got to be better, hasn't it? We're not raping the planet anymore.
No.
Everything's shared out
course.
equally. You
Basically,
want
Ben, it's
something you get.
communism.
Effectively, it's
That's it. It's digital cyberpunk communism.
Yeah,
It's-
it's
what-
digital communism.
It's what Aaron Bastani. He's
I think it was Alan Bastardo then for some reason.
I thought you called me a
Alan Bastard, the Rip Mail
Yeah.
character. Yeah,
Aaron
R.I.P.D.
Bastani, who's head of Navarro Media, he calls it I can't remember exactly, but it's something about post-luxury, post-capitalism, communism or something like that.
Fuck me. I really am going to have to be
Right,
sorry.
I think we're done with that
keep
summing
going.
up. We all think it's great, but we're aware of the inherent dangers and we can't quite comprehend how it's going to go.
And I want to control my own destiny of whether or not I drive to the shopping park here or park there. I want control.
Okay.
Okay? Right.
Yep.
But
I'd also
We'll
like
lose,
to really
we'll
fix
lose
it.
next.
And we are back after an extended break where we discussed several matters that will maybe one day go to air.
Yeah, we should just say what we just talked about. There is a backup mic in the room that we don't press pause on when we have our little pee breaks. So one day, yes, maybe, all that dirty backstage talk will make it to your sweet ears. If you give us money.
And they are sweet.
Yes.
And so is the money. Until the resource-based economy kicks in.
Yeah.
But so, we've got some weird news.
Yay!
So let's have a look. This is only a screenshot that we were sent on Facebook last night. Shout out to
Was it Chris who's...
to Chris Jones, who shared this of 5x5 podcasts.
Mm.
It's I'll give you the headline. That's no unicorn. It's a donkey with a dildo on its head. Mom's fury at birthday treat fiasco. I don't know if she was expecting a unicorn. Or I don't know what she was expecting.
There was a
But
picture of a normal sort of council house on the
Yeah.
lawn with happy birthday in the window, and on the lawn there's literally a donkey with a dildo strapped to his head. That beats the one that painted it as make it look like a zebra.
it does.
If you
beats
squint
it
your
hands
eyes,
down.
you
Both it's just fantastic.
squint your eyes, and it does look like a magical unicorn horn. Open them, and it's obviously a veiny pink penis.
Obviously, it's a
bright
pink. It's a pink ribbed knobbler.
It's an luminous green crippler.
I think she hired this from some company that rents out unicorns for children's parties.
But the thing is,
That guy wants investigating whoever's running that company.
Oh,
yes, I said the unicorn for the children's party. Yeah. It turns out he's got a cock on its head. Investigate that man immediately.
but I don't know what she was expecting. These unicorns aren't real.
Well, maybe she was expecting just a normal horn strapped to its head, not a cock. Because I'll tell you what, at the school fete a few months ago, the kids did ride on a horse that had a similar strap apparatus, but it didn't have a dildo stuck in the end. It was like a fucking, a material, like a teddy made out of. Oh, I'm losing the.
It was a bit and head harness and.
Like a fabric
It
horn.
wasn't a black knob ribbler.
No. If it was, I would have probably tried to get the lady operating the service's number. She's a bit kinky, isn't she? She's got the balls to go to a school fete with a. I couldn't find an horn, so I put fucking dildo on its head.
I put my dildo on it.
Yeah, don't sniff it, kids. Or touch it.
But still, I don't know what she was expecting.
Well, I think she has every right to be furious.
But this is pre-Brexit Britain. This thing, it's going to get worse, mate.
That's what's happened. I used to be able to afford realistic-looking unicorn horns, but since the no-deal Brexit, I've been forced to use the missus's dildos and repurpose them because I can't afford to buy unicorn horns.
In a few years' time, it won't even be a donkey with a dildo. It'll be a Jack Russell with a banana.
Banana, that'd be luxury.
Well, it's said a whole year for that banana.
Oh man! Hey, speaking of bananas, I played Banana Man, the cartoon.
I think it's you actually play you in a play.
Oh yeah, I've been cast as Banana Man in the new DC movie. No, I played.
It had to be DC. Then I'm
Yeah.
desperate.
It ain't gonna be Marvel. I played the original cartoon, which is available on YouTube. I'm not sure if it's legally available, but it is. Anyway, played it to the kids. Fucking, they loved it. How old's that fucking cartoon? It's still funny. Little kid eats a banana. And remember, do you know who did all the voices
No.
to that cartoon? The fucking goodies, man. Remember the goodies?
Yeah.
What was his name?
Bill Oddie.
Bill Oddie?
Yeah.
That's them doing all the
No way.
characters. That's why you secretly liked it as a kid, but you didn't know why. Anyway,
Ah.
still
Speaking of
trying.
children's programmes though, did you hear
Yeah.
the tragic news today?
Oh yeah.
Barry
Oh,
Chuckle.
fuck him. He wasn't funny
Oh,
in
Don't
come
fuck Barry
on.
Chuckle.
the first place. He was funny in the first place.
I don't
He
think
wasn't
anyone's
funny.
ever
to me,
fucked Barry
to you.
Chuckle, except for his brother.
The Crankies probably have.
Yeah, they
were
bumped into
swingers.
each other.
They were swingers.
Oh, to
Imagine
me,
a foursome
to you.
between the Crankies and the fucking
Yeah.
Chuckle brothers.
Oh,
He's
man.
spit roasting little Jimmy Cranky. To me, to you, to me, to you.
Well,
Either way.
let's hope they've already done it because otherwise there'll be a corpse.
Barry Chuckle.
Either way.
Is
he
their
was-
surname actually Chuckle?
I don't know. Either way, they weren't fucking funny anyway. Let's face it.
Oh, come on. I know they
Chuckle,
were.
Chuckle Vision.
Chuckle,
Chuckle
Chuckle
Vision.
Vision. Chuckle Vision.
Oh, fuck off with your Chuckle Brothers. Fucking nostalgia. It wasn't
come
funny
on.
then.
It was. It was a staple of fucking after-school TV. You know that period in between after-school and tea time where you just sat on the sofa still in your uniform watching TV.
Yeah.
That period.
No, I used to
Yeah.
watch Art Attack with Neil Buchanan.
Oh, you're an ITV man.
I was an ITV man.
I think I used
I
to.
was BBC.
I
Broom
used to
Cupboard.
flip between the
Ed the
Broom
Duck.
Cupboard, man. Ed the Duck. They used to play the Ninja Turtles on
Gordon the
BBC.
Gopher.
I did used to go for the Ninja Turtles. I did use the cartoons. But I always remember as a kid that ITV had Transformers Generation 1 on the Timmy Mallet show.
Timmy Mallet.
Yeah,
Why that man hasn't been snapped up by Operation U Tree,
Yeah,
I
I was
don't
just going to
know.
say, he hasn't been done as a pedo yet.
Yet. Allegedly, we're sorry, Timmy. To be honest, Timmy's the sort of bloke who would sue this podcast because he's not a big celebrity.
No.
He would just be like, oh, them three other normal blokes just called me a nonce on the internet. I'm suing. And we would have to deal legally in court with it. We'd have to, but all we'd have to do to defend ourselves is just show episodes.
And I can say,
Your Honour,
allegedly.
look, allegedly, Look, Your Honour.
I actually met Tootie Mallet when I was a kid and he didn't molest me, so...
Where did he put the plaster?
Nobody hit me with a mallet.
I think I'm getting deja vu. We definitely discussed this. Good idea. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, they ordered a unicorn. They got a donkey with a dildo on its head.
Yeah. Next article.
Welcome to the UK.
Oh, I've heard about this. This is amazing.
Bigfoot porn shakes up Virginia congressional race.
How?
Because the guy had been writing Bigfoot erotica. Or certainly viewing
That's
it.
worse than making Bigfoot fun.
Things got hairy for a Virginia congressional candidate Monday after his opponent claimed he has an obsession with Bigfoot porn.
Well, who
Democrat
hasn't?
Leslie Cockburn accused Republican Denver Riggleman of being hot for Sasquatch in a Twitter post that featured censored erotic images of the mythical upright walking forest.
Well, who hasn't thought about a female Bigfoot, boys? Be honest.
The New York Post.
Yeah, this is
this
true.
is real. Oh Lord.
I've heard about this from several sources.
Now he is.
Yeah.
She references his ties to notorious white supremacist Isaac Smith. Now he's been exposed as a devotee of Bigfoot erotica.
Wow. This is not what we need on Capitol Hill.
I think that's exactly what you've got on Capitol Hill, but that's just, an Englishman's opinion.
Cockburn, who is mother of actress Olivia Wilde, posted a screenshot from Riggleman's now private Instagram account showing an image of Sasquatch with a censored bar covering its genitals.
Wow. But if you scroll up a second, he did have a caption on that photo. He said that my buddies thought this pic was fitting my birthday next week, and to celebrate my new book release in a month or two, Making Habits of Bigfoot and Why Women Want Him.
Mating
habits of Bigfoot, sorry, yeah.
Oh wow, and why women want him. That's what he's doing in his spare time.
Yeah. Bigfoot erotica.
Instead of thinking of ways to improve the running of the country, he's
writing Bigfoot erotica.
Oh man. She lowered herself onto his 8-foot hairy shaft.
Oh, don't. Oh, man. It's hard enough as it is.
Oh, man. Bigfoot porn. Oh, Lord.
Well, whatever floats your boat.
That's it.
It shouldn't make a difference, really.
Well, it does, because it depends on what it is that floats your boat, because there are certain things that very much frowned upon.
Yeah, but in all fairness,
if it came out
it's a mythical creature. Bigfoot doesn't exist.
If it came out as Corbyn watched Bigfoot porn, I'd be like, well, so what? He likes Bigfoot porn.
Ah, but as a Tory,
I'd take the piss, obviously.
Exactly.
I don't agree with their ideals.
No, I think it's a mythical creature. It's a fan fiction, isn't it? There's lots of people written some strange fan fictions.
He probably should have used a pen name.
I've watched
Minotaur porn. He's got public office.
You watched Minotaur porn? How did you stumble across that?
We just put it in for a laugh, see if it actually existed. And
me
and a friend. I'm sure you were there.
I don't think I was.
I was with someone else then.
Fantastic.
Just for a laugh, we put in Minotaur porn. This is like way back now. This is like when we were about 16s.
The dial-up days, the internet.
Yeah.
It's the prairie days.
And there was Minotaur porn. He had a big long red penis.
Hang on, how are you telling me about this? Did he have a Minotaur's head on?
Yeah, dressed as a full Minotaur with a big long red dick.
Wow.
And he was fucking nuns.
Well, there's an unlikely twist.
White nuns.
So
did the storyline explain
the CIA have my embracing history of that.
Oh, what have nuns got to do with it?
Was there a storyline or?
Well, I didn't really get into it that much, but
that's unusual. You're a bit cavity usually.
To be fair, it was pictures if I remember.
Oh, I was wondering if the Minotaur.
I don't think we could get videos as regular back then.
I don't know what the storyline was, but I'm willing to bet that the Minotaur finished on her face.
Yeah,
as is the way with all porn.
Next news article.
Vagina beer goes on sale in Poland, made from the essence of hot underwear.
Wow.
Oh no. I want some.
Odd Tipple has been launched by a Warsaw brewery named the Order of Yoni. It promises customers the essence of beautiful models and costs £5 a bottle.
£5 a bottle?
The beer was made with the help of a gynecologist who took smears from 2 models.
Oh, only 2?
Did he taste them?
They grow it, they cultivate it. A Polish beer made from the vaginal lactic acid of hot underwear models has gone on sale.
Wow, that doesn't sound as appealing when you put it like that.
I think the world's gone
Vaginal
insane.
lactic acid.
I think the world's gone insane.
Yeah, basically, they get the bacteria, they grow and cultivate it,
Oh, Lord.
And put
and
it in
make
your
beer
beer.
from it, yeah.
Here's the quote from the article. Now imagine her giving you a passionate massage and gently whispering anything you'd like to hear. Now free your fantasies and imagine that all of that can be encompassed in a bottle of beer.
That just
That is
sounds
the most fucking salesman bollocks, wishy-washy, nonsensical shite I've ever heard.
That just sounds like something
You
an
know-
alcoholic would say.
It's
Hey, every time I do this bottle of beer, I taste panties.
you can't make it sadder than the fact that you're drinking beer infused with the taste of a model's vagina. To then try and dress it up like, yeah, imagine she's there with you. No, you're still a sad cunt.
You're
In a
drinking
bar,
alone.
it's like,
You're
oh.
drinking alone with a bottle of supermodel underwear beer. And, you know,
It's the closest I've been to a fanny.
yeah. You look down at your penis and realise it's a bit hard again. You're at 46, living alone in your 1-bedroom
I
flat.
feel sorry for the bloke sitting next to you at the bar. He doesn't have
Yeah.
to deal with that. He's drinking his non-fanny beer.
Yeah. You wouldn't drink it in a bar, something you'd take home. You got different shops
You still
away
got-
from you to buy
You'd
it.
order that shit online because you've still got to take it up to the counter. I mean, imagine a young girl
but you go to
serving
shops
you.
like the other end of town to get it.
But a nice young girl serving you, and she looks at you, and you know you're a sad, silly shit.
But you'd have to bust out to that point. It was a nice young girl with an account. You'd be like, oh, I'll just get
Yeah,
fuck all.
I'll-
And you end up with like 15 cans, 16 cans. That's how you going around all the shops. There was just some old man serving you. He's not going to judge me. He's old. He's a vagina beer.
He can't see. He can't see from over there. He can't read.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a tragic tale.
yeah, not a fan.
No.
I mean, look at those prices. What does it say? To fund his project, he only managed to raise 1,400 British pounds. However, the determined entrepreneur managed to raise the funds through a single investor.
Oh, so you're some rich pervert then.
Yeah.
And finally made his vagina beer a reality. He said, quote, "We managed to find an investor who believed in this project and supported us financially." Wow, what an amazing fucking quote. They literally just said that in the Jesus, fuck me, this guy's a great interview.
So,
Let's get him on the phone.
If we sort of petition enough rich idiots to fund our podcast, give us, I don't know, a living wage while we can do this every week.
That's the dream.
Right, so he's got vagina beer.
Yeah,
There you
we're
go.
not- We're not doing anything that
Yeah.
dirty. If
Yeah.
you've got it, send us the money.
Would you drink
Yeah.
it?
I'd
Yeah.
try it, but I wouldn't buy it.
Yeah.
Let's say if you had somebody bought some round or whatever. Oh, look at this as a novelty. Yes,
Yeah.
of course I'd try it. I'd drink it, but not in some sort of. I'm tasting the lactic vagina acid of a supermodel.
It's a bit creepy when you put
It's
that
fucking
on.
horrific.
Yeah,
Pour it up my nose. It's smell it.
it's a bit Gollum-esque.
Oh, it's
isn't
horrific.
My precious.
Yeah,
My precious.
especially if you're like a big fan of the model that was advertised on the bottle, because I'm sure she would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. And plus, they're telling us that it was 2 supermodels samples. It could have been his mum and his auntie, 2 fat washerwomen.
Headscarves and big noses. It never goes well.
Fucking.
Alright, what we got next?
Fuck me.
Is it time for full Alex?
Yeah, we can go to full Alex if
Yeah,
you want.
the premiere game show on the internet. Would you like to explain the rules of the game show,
Well,
Ben?
it's the most popular game show in this flat.
Certainly is.
So basically, Mike plays us a video of a random weirdo he's found on the net, and then he plays us a video of Alex Jones going full Alex, and we decide who has gone more full Alex this week.
Who's the most batshit crazy?
Yeah,
this
who
week?
is the most insane?
Because we have a saying on this show: you never go full Alex.
No.
You can go halfway. You can go quarter, 3/4. But don't ever go full
No.
Alex Jones.
Unless it's about the Kelly Hopkinsville case.
I'm going to say it this week. Insert the theme tune.
Were you trying to get crazy with this, eh? Don't you know I'm loco?
Right, so we are back to full Alex. So who we got first, Mike?
We've got Jim Backer says Apache helicopters are mentioned in the Bible.
Wow. Jim Backer, the kindly white bearded gentleman that was talking about Trump getting decapitated on the lawn.
No, that was a different guy. That was Rick Wiles. Yeah.
Oh, was it? Sorry.
This is Jim Backer who sells buckets of food for the apocalypse.
Oh yeah, we have seen him before.
Yeah, we have seen
He's
him
a
before.
favourite.
We're confused. He's a friend of the show.
Yeah.
An alumni.
Alumni of the show.
He says such mad shit, he always gets onto the show.
This is true. This is true.
Everything in the Bible is not a fairy tale. It's all things that you could learn if you say, I'm sitting here with the man who wrote this book down. I'm sitting there and I'm looking and I'm making believe I'm with him. And then I thought, what is this? Do you know the Apache helicopter? I think it's in the Bible. He saw it. John the Revelator saw it. He heard it. He saw it. It's there. And it said it had a face of a man. Well, look in the helicopter. There's the face of a man. It had a blue breastplate. There, it's there. It's so easy to understand the revelation if you read it and read it and read it. The reason the devil doesn't want you to read it, it's read with blood, is because you have to keep reading it until it all becomes clear.
He's making a big leap of faith, isn't he, there? I mean, yes, it does just go locusts, black locusts, and the Apache helicopter does have a locusty theme about it. But,
Could he not
he's still
be just
talking
talking
bullshit.
about...
He could have been talking about
locusts.
plague. Could have been talking locusts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I say, you're making a massive leap of faith.
Mm.
And Jim Backer is the kindly white-haired looking gentleman that I thought it was, but wrong article. Yeah, he's a lunatic.
Well,
So who we got next, Mike? We're doing 2 against 1 this week?
Yeah, we're going to have 3 contenders for this week.
3 contenders.
Well, in total with Alex.
Okay.
Contenders!
So this is
Ready!
Oh,
Alex!
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 Ready!
3, 2, 1.
This is some right wing news watch. Hank Kunneman says God chose Trump to establish a blood right so the church can rule. Well, this sounds batshit insane already. Wow. Can I have the tobacco, please? I'm going to need a fag for this. Thank you very much.
For our
Fag is a
American
cigarette.
listeners, yes, that is
Fag
a
is a
cigarette.
cigarette, by the way. Not literally a
You're
red
free
boy.
to have a fag if you want.
Yeah,
No,
we're not going
no.
to judge you, Ben.
Not during recording, they make too much
Alex
noise.
Jones turned me gay.
Oh, that'd be a fantastic looking thing, wouldn't it? Oh.
Oh, man.
Yeah, okay, so let's see what Hank Kunneman has to say.
That's why we have a president right now from New York. It's no coincidence. People, you can hate it if you want, but you're going to go against certain things that God has chosen to put his hand on. And watch.
But how do you handle the things he did before he was a believer in Jesus?
I only report the message.
By the way, I hope you caught what I just said. The things he did before he was a believer in Jesus.
Well,
Praise God for the blood. Because of the blood of the Lamb, I don't have a pass. How about you?
well, then a lot of the people in the Bible should be disqualified. I think the key thing is what is God's plan now? God's plan is, and I've been prophesying this for years, Sid, that God would make America great. That happens to be their saying. 2020, God's going to make America greater again. 2024, they're going to say, God has made America greatest again. This isn't going away. New York City, the reason why 9/11, our nation was pierced. This nation's never been the same. The nations of the earth have never been the same. God is trying to reestablish a blood right. It's no coincidence the president is from New York. That's where the towers fell. He also is part of Trump Tower. Towers fell. He was part of World Trade Center, because God is revisiting this nation to establish a blood right. Whoever gets the blood right gets a legal right to rule. Why do we have rights as Christians to bind and loose? Because of the blood right that Jesus provided. But Jesus' blood, it brought something. It brought glory. Because after he was crucified and his blood was shed, the Holy Spirit was poured out. This is more than just about who's present. It's about a blood right being established by God so that his glory can come. The enemy was working real hard to get the blood right. That's why it wants to keep boarding children. That's why it wants to continue its agenda, so that it has the legal right to rule and to push the church out. God is coming. Nobody is going to remove his church. Nobody's going to stand against the church that he is raising up.
Well, that was bullshit.
You think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Any comments?
Let's wait to the end.
He went into a blood rise. Wouldn't that's Christianity is corpse worship?
The blood of the lamb. Let's hear Alex, and then we'll give our.
Yeah.
Okay, this week Alex says God isn't going to let demons in the fourth dimension.
Okay.
Well, I should hope not.
It's a very sensible policy.
I think so.
Bearded Alex as well. He's
Oh.
growing a beard. He's serious.
Oh.
Purity. And by purity, I mean not pious purity, but genetic purity. In the raw, primordial system they came from, their will has a dimensional weight that punches through anything these Satanists do. We just have to call upon it. It's like a 1,000-foot Hoover Dam and the weight of all that water behind it. And no wonder the enemy wants to keep us dumbed down. And even a mentally retarded person can call on ancestral will and dominate. In fact, sometimes even stronger than someone that doesn't have an extra chromosome. And those anomalies have been noticed. The enemy can feel the full will. And to these fallen individuals, the will of humanity is a very frightening thing. It is frightening. It's the fear of God. God fashioned us, made us in his image, knew us before we were in our mother's womb. God created these enemies to test his people. And then you're not scared of Mueller, all these little people. Once you step past them, all of eternity is before you. And it's all a giant loop. You're like the past, the present, the future, all of it. And you're like, it's not just the past, the present, the future. That's only one spectrum, third dimension. Then you can delve as deep as you want to go. And you're like, the Satanists want to serve this? Why, the secrets of Satanism take 30 seconds to know. To even look into the heights of higher dimensions in God is just, is Valhalla to the next level. And then you wonder, how could they do this? Because they were given power in this dimension. Think about that. If you were a schoolmaster that served evil and you knew a new generation was coming that would open the stars, if you knew that, but you were serving evil, you would try to cripple and control those people. And even though you knew they were more advanced than you, you would then try to like shutter their minds, but then steal their ideas. And that's what this is, a cosmic con game coming to an end. You're at the way station. You're at the lily pad in the big pond. And out beyond is the mountains and the sky and the universe. It's endless, the potential God's given you, but it's free will. God isn't going to let demons into the fourth dimension. Not going to happen.
Wow.
Well, you know what? I'll give it to Alex, because even though he was quite
Let's
calm
go
and
through
controlled.
Let's go through him.
Okay, so we've got
The first guy says Apache helicopters are mentioned in the Bible.
as most Christians take, big leap of faith.
Yeah, I think he's been.
He's
What's that thing called, Ben? You know the word where you see faces in
Pareidolia.
shapes. Pareidolia. He's doing a bit of that because he says you look at an Apache and it looks like the face. No, it doesn't.
No. It's just a helicopter. If they'd have meant helicopter, they'd have said helicopter. Because that's the problem with prophecy, isn't it?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. So that guy, a little bit daft, in my opinion. Not that batshit crazy. He's just.
No.
Yeah.
Well, although he is batshit crazy in his own right.
Yes.
This particular clip, not so batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Next guy. Oh, that was pretty insane. Hank Kunneman wants to establish a blood right so the church can rule. Or Donnie. Second coming of Christ.
What's a blood right like?
Well, you'd argue
the
it's something a bit
bloodlines.
sort of satanic, wouldn't you? Blood
Well,
rights.
I guess it's like kings, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. So it's like
So Trump is like
that mean-
re-establishing the blood right of God.
the bloodline.
Yes.
Or maybe he's a Sangreal,
I don't know what that is.
the Holy Grail. Sangreal, royal blood.
Well, maybe.
Maybe Donald. Maybe he's going to fuck his daughter after all.
He's had too many sangrias. I mean, okay. So
Oh man.
So he thinks Trump,
He's going to establish some kind of dynasty.
yeah, that all his kids
For
are like
Christ.
rule America for like,
For Christ.
yeah, for Christ, for the rest of eternity, I guess.
and he had a really shit brown leather jacket on. Now you can get very good brown leather jackets, but the one he was wearing was horrific.
Yeah, it wasn't good, was it?
Yeah.
And then you got Alex, who says God isn't going to let demons in the fourth dimension. It's very God orientated this week.
It
but-
is, but they do tend to talk about that, these lunatics, don't they?
I think Alex definitely takes it this week because he's took that to a new level of like.
He was very calm though. If you got a bit
That's
more,
what was freaky about it.
Yeah.
Calm Alex is scarier
Yeah, it
than
is
fucking
actually.
shouty Alex because I actually think he might have meant what he was actually fucking saying this time.
But remember, he's a performance artist.
I think he hit some of his own personal.
God
beats
isn't
in
going to
that
let
one.
demons in the fourth dimension.
Not if he can help it, anyway. What he was saying was more crazy, but at the same time, I can't help but feel that saying that Trump's going to establish a Christian dynasty based on his own bloodline or using blood rights
The problem with my
is less batshit insane. I'm torn between the two.
the problem
I'm
with
gonna
my
go for the second one. I'm putting what's his name again? Hans Backer or
Hans
something?
Kunneman.
Hans Kunneman.
The problem with my
Lower than
stoner
hands.
memory is I can't even remember what Alex just said that we listened to 30 seconds ago, but I remember it being nuts. I'm going with my gut said Alex, so I'm going Alex.
Oh, it's a draw. So I get the casting
You
vote.
got a casting vote, but there's three for you to choose from. It could be a three-way draw.
Yeah, no, I don't think that he is nuts about the Apaches.
Who you going for then, mate?
You know what? I'm gonna go with the blood right thing.
Hey!
I think that's bad shit insane. I mean, to think Trump is even a Christian. as well.
Yeah, that's what you got to look at as well. This.
Well, the little old man who was doing the interview said, "What did he do before as a Christian?" And then he was like, "Because those of us with the blood of the lamb, we don't have a past." Yes,
And he
you
gave this,
fucking
and
do,
then,
mate.
And then he gave this big cheesy grin
Yeah,
and just like, "Hey, I kill kids."
That's what I was about to say. That grin literally said, "I have definitely interfered with children,
Yeah.
but because of Christ, I don't have a past."
Yeah.
Yes, you do,
Yeah.
my friend. Morally speaking, criminally speaking.
It was just that
Yes,
grin
you
he
do.
gave
Yes,
when
you
he
were.
said it. I mean, it was, it was crazy. It doesn't match up to, well, it's horrific. It's
And we have to
horrific.
mention that during that video, we laughed, there was a picture of Trump with a full beard.
A Zeus.
A Zeus.
Sorry,
What was he holding up like a cyborg?
He was holding up
Zeus?
Medusa's head,
Right.
but it was Hillary.
Yeah.
Hillary's head, but it was Medusa, and he was playing the part of
Perseus?
well, the guy who was in Clash of the Titans. Perseus sounds
I
right.
think it was Perseus.
Yeah. Holding up the head of Medusa, Trump with a
Perseus.
Greek curly beard, holding up the head of Hillary in full Greek garb, and we're just like, wow, that's pretty
All I'm
bad
going to
shit.
say is,
I mean,
Trump looks quite regal with a beard. I think we should grow one.
He does actually.
It helps his look. It definitely does.
Gaz, you got your phone on you. Google the Trump 40k the God Emperor. There's someone's photoshopped Trump's head under his head,
Oh, brilliant.
and it's just it's in golden armor wielding a famous flaming sword, and it looks horrific. The Trump Emperor, I think it is, but yeah. Why do you all think he's a Christian? I don't get it. He's a second coming, as far as they're fucking concerned.
Well, they're doing his bidding, aren't they? He's doing it for
Do you think he's the
political gain.
Antichrist? Do you think he's legitimate the Antichrist because he conned everyone into thinking that he's a child of God?
Well, it is
But
quite possible.
Does that mean that Christian prophecy is actually true and that they've all been forward by Trump? And us people are like, no, he's a cunt. And just like, we're actually the true people. There you go. The rapture's gonna come. We're getting raptured. All these fuckers getting left behind. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? That would be nice.
Yeah. Well, they're all batshit crazy, but Yeah, well, we've decided, haven't we? You guys going with the middle one.
We go with the middle one. We're going with
Good
Hank Kerman.
The blood right.
The blood right. So let's wrap it up then.
Yeah, man, that was a good
So,
one.
I'll say that I've been Ben. Don't drink the Flavour Aid and don't join a cult.
I'm Gaz. I will say good night and free Biff Tannen.
I've been Mike. Thanks for listening. Peace out. May the force be with you.
Still thinking on that Jedi thing.